Whispers in the window are angry waves. Way ho the sea of souls. Down to the mists as the ocean slaves. Way ho the sea of souls. Way ho the sea of souls. Way ho the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Now drop the anchor and grab some grog. Way ho, the sea of souls. We'll make a new entry in the captain's log. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hey ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Oh, way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Sea of souls. Whispers in the window are angry waves. Way ho, the sea of souls. Down to the mists as the ocean slaves. Way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Now drop the anchor and grab some grog. Way ho, the sea of souls. We'll make a new entry in the captain's log. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hey ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Oh, way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Sea of souls.
Hello, welcome to the Sea of Souls, a live Dungeons and Dragons campaign brought to you by the Elder Brain cast, which is us. We are the Elder Brain. So thanks for checking us out. This is episode 12. 12, yeah, I think we're 12 now. So we've been doing this for a bit. We play Dungeons and Dragons. That's a thing that people like to do, and we do too because we're nerds and it's fun. And we play in a homebrew world called Eudora in the Broken Isles setting, and lots of seafaring and sea shanties, especially those brought to you by our own bard, Devin Wilson, who plays a bard, Tayland. I think they're both bards, so He's just playing himself, really.
If I was a D&D character in real life, I'd be a bard.
Yep, and Jack would definitely be a 6'6" turtle. So I mean,
absolutely.
Let's not kid ourselves. I'd be like the shopkeeper or something.
Not one of those retired adventurers either.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, we do the Dungeons and Dragons. Some of us do it in multiple settings. Devin, did you want to give yourself another plug there at all for a thing?
Sure. I mean, I'm a part of a charity event called Heroes for CF, cystic fibrosis, and you can look us up on the internet. We're doing it digitally this year. I think the tickets are sold out at this point, but you can still donate, and if you're interested, you can still help us out. Basically, it's pay to win D&D, but all the money goes to charity. So if you're interested in something like that, we do it every year. So feel free to keep an eye on it. And sometimes we do other things throughout the year. And if it's something you're interested in, we'd be happy to have your money and donate it to then charity.
The end part there is, yeah, we'd be happy to, we'd be happy to have your money too, but
that's true.
Charity is good. Anything done for charity, that's a good cause. So
dude, you guys sold out. That's awesome.
Happy. We should still donate.
Right. Yeah, we were just talking about selling out, right? Like, when do we get to sell out? I guess we got to start selling first before we can sell out of anything. Anyways, yes, this is our ongoing Dungeons and Dragons campaign featuring a misfit crew of would-be sailors. I guess some of them are kind of previous sailors.
I prefer the term motley crew because the term motley crew actually comes from pirates.
Hey.
Yeah, we just don't want to, just licensing and so we don't want to get sued by a certain crew of motley individuals who may be like, hey, are they talking about us? Especially with Twitch, Twitch does things nowadays with copyrights and everything. But that's enough ranting. We did enough of that on our own time, and you probably haven't tuned in to hear us rant.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah, and if you have, you're about to be disappointed because we're going to play a game instead. But all right, so let's jump into Dungeons and Dragons, shall we? To give a little bit of a recap of what has brought us to where we are now. So after the Intrepid Devil had crashed near the shores of Porto de Arias, the pirate port, free port occupying the Isle of Sands, and our crew had hiked their way through the jungle into the city to meet with a wizard by the name of Jorund, who had some dealings with the Ivory Spire and might have some idea of what the Ivory Spire wizard and Mage Tower might be doing with dragon scales, among other things. And the wizard sent our crew off to Mount Furogasa to get Ember Spores, a very rare ingredient that only grow inside the volcano. Upon arriving, finding signs of smugglers in the past, encountering some rather large, fiery, snappy, burning, poisonous scorpions, all the bad stuff wrapped in a scorpion, which is fun to fight. And kobolds, of course, lots of kobolds inhabiting the caverns. Our crew have made their way deeper into the caves, going past lava and waterfalls and finding some unfortunate adventurers who fell down a very, 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 very long drop in a hole, but happened to have an immovable rod on him, which was a nice little find. Last time we had an encounter with kind of crossing over a precarious spot in the lava where the kobolds kind of were hanging around. It seems this is getting closer and closer to their den. There has been some talk overheard of an individual by the name of Dragon Scale, who seems to be the character or individual that might be leading these kobolds. And after a failed attempt by our resident Dragonborn to kind of convince the kobolds that, like, hey, I'm like, with you and like, cool.
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought I did great.
But they didn't, which is what matters, right? I mean, you didn't convince them, which was kind of the...
I didn't even convince myself, let's be real.
That's true. So fight ensued, but you have made your way deeper into the tunnels now and find yourself in a tunnel that leads into blackness, whereas the ones you previously crawled down all kind of had that kind of ambient light from the lava. There's still the heat surrounding you, that kind of stuffiness to the air. Again, not as oppressive as you would expect it to be, but the tunnel you now find yourself in leading into is pitch black ahead. And that is where we pick up.
I'm trying to recall. Did we not also hear a spooky voice coming up the tunnel?
Not a voice, but you did hear a low grumbling roar, growl.
Kind of like a voice.
Torque's stomach. You know, I mean, we're not exactly sure what it was, but
hey, don't look at me. I fueled up before we left.
So the tunnel lies before you, darkness, sound emanating from the deep.
And the sound definitely came from the tunnel in front of us.
It did.
Did it sound close by or far away?
Give me this is more good perception. Yeah, I guess give me a perception or survival. I think this would be
Sure. Yep. I'll roll survival.
more of a survival-ish kind of
Here
idea.
we go. Drum roll, please.
Roll the night.
15. That's pretty solid.
15, not too bad.
Not bad, not bad.
It sounds closer than you would like, probably. Not too far away.
For the timbre of the growl, it sounds a little too close for my liking.
Yeah.
I hate to close mode, but I think I'm still on the title screen right now, on the landing screen.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's no map.
Okay, sorry, just want to confirm. Sorry about that.
I haven't moved to a map yet. I will move to a map when there's a map.
I will let our audience see the map.
It's a beautiful page. It's a beautiful map.
Yes, artwork done by our own Mike, maps done by our own me. Or my own me. I am, yes, me, myself, and me.
I really like the coins in the left-hand column. It's very immersive. It looks like it's actually spread out on a table, you know?
Yes, that was the goal.
So I've got a little dagger here that's pointing at Mount Furogasa, which is your current whereabouts. So
Yeah. Well, those spores aren't going to collect themselves, guys. And by the looks of things, the kobolds have cut all the mushrooms down for their own purposes. And I have this sinking feeling that whatever made that noise is sitting on a big pile of mushrooms.
Why don't you just sneak through the whole camp, grab as many as you can, and we'll get out of here?
I mean, I would love to oblige, but...
It seems maybe a little dangerous.
A little, you know.
I mean, we're inside the volcano.
Orc is already walking in. Last time we deliberated this long, we lost a ship and most of our crew.
Yeah, all right, that's fair.
Point. Let's go.
Before we get too far ahead, did we check any of the kobold bodies on our way past the dead ones?
I don't believe you did.
Something to do for the return trip, maybe.
Yeah.
You were hurried a little bit by the presence of a giant snapping scorpion.
That's true. It's true.
All
right, well.
And quickly crossing over the creepy makeshift bone bridges as your feet kind of getting across the lava. So I think that was part of it where you're kind of like, let's get out of here.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, so I guess, we'll all follow Torque.
Some of them also did fall in the lava magma. Magma, because it's there. You're in a volcano, so.
There's a whole lot of hot dirt when you think about it.
That's right. All right, so Torque is, I guess Torque's at the front.
Mm-hmm.
And Dinar has come in behind him. Okay.
I'll bring up the rear, just make sure no critters are stalking us.
So, Dinar, those scales don't happen to make you, resistant to heat or anything, do they?
No. Mike
Isn't
isn't
that-
sure. I believe no.
Isn't that a
I
whole
do-
thing about scales on draconic beings? Is that then because you breathe fire?
Yeah, but I don't breathe fire. I breathe radiant fire. So that's if we were in a place that was fuming with radiance, then I would be okay.
Fuming with radiance.
Yeah.
So the next fight we get in with an angel.
Yeah,
Man.
that's kind of a downside to the whole golden scale thing.
All right.
So no, I'm not immune to the flames here.
Well, if we ever tick off a paladin, we're putting you in first.
Yeah, this might be a good call. Yeah.
Beaming with radiance. There's one for the books. That's beautiful. I love it. All right, we've already got our episode title. Maybe.
I mean, give it time.
Give it time. Yeah, so that's gonna. All right.
Front runner though. Yeah.
So as you are proceeding into this darker tunnel, the light does leave you behind as you move further and further away from the sort of river of magma that you had crossed. And as you proceed down this tunnel, it's longer than you would expect. But it kind of curves around, almost does, not a full like snake back, but it does curve a little bit. And it starts to go up, slightly up. And the temperature does start to cool ever so slightly, becomes a little bit more bearable as you go in. But you do still hear echoing down the rock walls in front of you. Every so often, a few minutes will pass by.
So we're all asking for a raise when we get back, right?
Oh no, maybe it's just a kobold who needs some sinus medication.
I mean, we can certainly maybe request more because this was clearly more perilous than he made it seem.
There's a shock.
More perilous than walking into an active volcano.
Surprisingly, yes.
It turns out it was a guarded active volcano.
So the understatement is mine then. That's fine. Maybe we ask for 2 scries then. I don't know.
Are we sure we're going the right way?
No.
You feel the ground actually like moving ever so slightly, just like a little bit of rumbling as you continue down this tunnel. More kind of like a seismic, just like it's like a low frequency that you feel more than hear, but it's just that rumble, just kind of resonates in your shell a little bit.
Torque is just gonna like hold out his arm just to kind of like stop the others from walking past him and just sort of wait to see if it subsides or not.
Comes again. Almost seems rhythmic.
He's just
regular.
Look back at the others. Tread carefully.
Think I've been doing. I haven't said a word.
Do you wish to say more words?
Of course I do.
Okay,
Have you met Talon?
Well, yes, but...
I mean, seriously.
Words will always retain their power, my friend. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth.
Look what I've done.
Yeah, kind of let the genie out of the bottle now, huh?
So anyway, Torque, sup? What's with the whole giving us orders thing?
It's a dangerous situation.
Yeah, I think we've picked up on that. Has it gotten more dangerous by chance?
You don't feel the movement in the ground?
I mean, if we want to get metaphysical about it, I feel the movement in the hills and the waves and the land itself, and it all. moves on a metronome that rhymes with various stanzas, and it coalesces around my mind and out through the mouthpiece that is me. And
He
of
means,
course,
do you
my
feel
speech
the
bubble.
earth shaking in your feet?
Oh yeah, well I just assumed that was the volcano thing.
It's too methodical.
That's what I was saying, metronome.
There is a rhythm to it. I'll give you that, but it sounds more like something breathing.
Ah,
Or hey, if we're lucky, it's something snoring, and we can just nip in, get what we need, and get the hell out of here.
you don't suppose there's an actual dragon here, do you?
Well, look, there have not been dragons seen for thousands, Craig?
1,000 at least.
1,000 years. Bracket S. I mean, I've heard tales of people claiming to have seen or heard dragons, but I mean, come on, they're gigantic creatures. You can't exactly hide them. So I find it hard to believe that there's one in this mountain. Yes, this mountain is big, but come on.
That's a big mountain.
Look on the bright side, Shanty Man. If we make it out of this alive, think of the stories you'll have to tell.
Oh yes, a dragon the size of a small sky. Ow.
No, finish that thought.
A regular size mountain.
What is a regular size for a mountain?
Well, let me tell you. There are various classifications.
What did we talk about standing around talking?
Now, what's interesting is when you get to the line between what something is classified as a hill versus a mountain.
Okay, Dinar is moving forward now.
Geography lesson later, guys.
Yeah.
At this point, Talon's just talking to talk.
He can talk the talk. That's it. That's
it.
Keeps my mind off of the intense heat.
And the fact that we're not in a boat.
And the fact that there's probably a dragon here.
You continue down.
You think
Sorry.
dragons like music? You think I could...
Think if it is a dragon,
We're
it
not
might
going to
sleep.
seduce the dragon. Let's just
you think I could give it a nice lullaby and it would stay asleep?
We're just, you know.
And we enchant a harp to play music and it will fall asleep and we can sneak past it.
There you go.
What do you think? What do you think of the chances, Dinar?
I think we should do our best not to wake whatever is snoring. I'm not about ready to call it a dragon just yet. There's plenty of things that have scales.
And
Like
live in
kobolds.
volcanoes.
Like kobolds.
Yeah, maybe it's just a really big fat kobold. Who knows? Let's keep moving, though.
Proceeding down the tunnel, there's a faint ambient light beginning to glow again. That soft orange, familiar to you now as likely caused by a flowing source of something. And you get a little bit closer. You can see now your favorite of things that you found in the tunnel, a Y, a intersection with a path to the left and a path more or less kind of straight ahead of you. Straight to the right continues on into darkness. And to the left, there's a bright, it looks like it's kind of not too far around the corner. Like there's you can just kind of see the glow kind of emanating. You can't see the source of it, but not too far around that corner. Imagine there's something quite hot and bright.
So, Flick, which way is the loud breathing coming from?
Yeah.
Which way is the loud breathing coming from?
You've got the biggest ears.
Give me a perception check.
Perception. Here we go. That.
I don't even think Torque has ears.
That's a solid 6.
His
They're
sound
sort of
holes.
they're sort of pits. Yeah.
Sound holes. Flick, at this point, it's hard to say.
Everywhere.
The kind of rumbling, the low rhythmic rumbling sound, yeah, it's just kind of like it's under your feet. It kind of fills the tunnel around you. Can't really pinpoint the location.
I think we're too close to pin it down at this point, but if I were to hazard a guess, everything else we've seen has been close to the light. Let's check out the light, and if it ain't there, then we continue on.
If only we had some sort of highly expendable scouting party to go on ahead on our behalf.
I'm not sending my bird in there if that's what you're trying to get at.
It literally cannot die.
Spoken like someone who just doesn't understand. Look, I like all of you guys, but Willie, he's a personal friend. Got me through some rough times.
So he could help you get through this rough time too.
I'm tired about hearing your personal time with your Willie. Let's move.
Just Flick, you're low to the ground. Just peek around the corner. I'll pull your ears back.
All right, I will scooch forward a little bit and do a little recce.
Okay. Are you trying to stay hidden while you're doing this, or
I
just?
sure am.
All right, stealth check, please.
Kerblam! There we go. Dirty 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Get nice and low, with the help of Talon kind of giving you some leverage and holding you up there. Poke your head around the opening to the left, and no more than about 50 feet ahead, the tunnel just kind of opens. The ground gives way, and all you can see is a vast open expanse of magma. Bright and hot.
Do I see any mushrooms?
No, you see
Do I see more?
magma.
And there's not like a stubble anywhere. It's just
From where you're at, you don't see any other like walls
no
or
ledges or anything. It's just this ocean of
it's just
What about
open
diamonds?
magma.
Or redstone.
or redstone. Yeah, I mean,
What about
Right, yeah.
what about kobolds sneaking up behind us to push us in?
If you want to look behind you and give me perception, you may.
Torque wood.
Wonderful.
well,
Oh, look, a lake of instant death.
This definitely doesn't look like any sort of ambush. Says Torque, who rolled a 9.
Yeah, you can turn around.
Flick, I suggest we don't
Don't
go
hear or
this
see
way.
anything.
yeah, no. When we find the ring of power, we'll dunk it in here. But otherwise, let's keep cooking.
Isildur! Cast it in the fire. Yeah, we're Lord of the Rings nerds. Get over it.
I know it's such a disparate property for what we're doing now. So
Yeah, kind of niche, you know. I don't know if might be a little obscure.
Yeah, you've probably never heard of it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So back to the dark tunnel, I suppose.
Unless you'd like to walk across the magma.
No. Who of us has dark vision?
Everybody who's not me, I think. Except, actually, I don't think Dinar does. Yeah.
I don't have. Yeah, Dinar does not have dark
I
vision.
don't think I do either, actually.
Okay,
Is
so
it just
Flick.
is it just Flick?
Craig doesn't do dark vision as part of it.
Low light vision. Yes, but I don't even think I have that.
Can't you glow?
Well, that's why I'm asking. It's like you mentioned, Craig, that the tunnel was really dark. Like, is it pitch black?
At this point forward, it's not like pitch black to the point where it's like you're in complete darkness, because there has been enough ambient light kind of from behind that had led you as you're going in, which is very dark, and then now this light that's here gives you enough to see kind of good like 60, 100 feet around you.
Okay.
But looking to the tunnel as it goes on the right, it kind of extends beyond that light, and you do just see darkness beyond that. So whether you'd be able to see as you went further down or not, it's hard to say.
Okay, so if we're still cool with Dinar being able to light up part of his body, I think Dinar is going to light up the back of his left arm, and then kind of using his spell sash as like a lampshade to kind of keep it covered a little bit, just to so that we're not just this beacon in the darkness, but it gives us a little bit of illumination so we can see where we're going as it gets darker.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, that gives you enough of a little bit of ambient light around you. And with the little bit of a brighter source of light that kind of cuts through the sort of dull orange, right, that the magma gives off, you can clearly see sort of the pockmarked nature of the porous like lava rock around you, and more evidence that this tunnel that you're in was likely carved by flowing lava at some point in the past, as most of what you've been walking through is. It's curious that even as you've kind of come closer to such a large source of magma, the heat hasn't intensified again to what it was before. There seems to be still somewhat of a lessening of it. Like if you take a deep enough breath, like it's still there, that heat in your lungs, but it's just not as uncomfortable as you would imagine.
Someone terraformed this volcano for kobolds. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It is quite odd that we are not getting warmer by the heat source.
Words cannot describe how much I do not like that.
All right.
Well, we gotta
Not
press
that
on
I have
anyways.
many words.
No.
Now, Ian's got a theory, but I don't think Flick knows what's going on, so we'll see how this pans out.
This is so outside Talon's element. He's just like...
They should have sent a poet.
Oh, they sent me.
I mean a good one.
Oh.
Cutting to the quick.
Torque, do you even... You know, you really should be careful. It's dangerous to use your entire vocabulary in a single day.
Doesn't stop you.
Damn it!
Torque just like, man, just always got something to respond.
Torque
I
is a
love it.
fast learner. This is good. This is gonna help us later.
Love it. I love the banter. We can't name this banter and flow again though, but that was last episode.
No.
So.
Well, hey, we still got a whole session full of all kinds of things that can happen.
That's true. Flow
So-
and banter.
So yes,
Episode
this one will be
12.
flip it.
Episode 12. Title: The Party Dies to Kobolds.
The one where they're
Fire.
eaten by a dragon.
Magma.
So Greg, sorry if I missed this detail. This darker tunnel, is it going up or down?
It's just kind of
It's
Even.
just straight. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
you had been kind of gradually going up after the tunnel had curved and been leading kind of almost somewhat back to where you'd come from. It had been gradually leading up, but it's kind
okay.
of leveled out a little bit now.
Okay.
How much further do you suppose this is?
I don't know what to make of this. I also feel like maybe all the spores are at the base of the mountain, like we've seen.
You know, the acoustics in these tunnels are great. I kind of wish I brought bagpipes.
Very glad you didn't. That might be deafening. And if we're not trying to wake up whatever's snoring up ahead.
You don't know. It could like bagpipes.
Yeah.
You've never
maybe
fallen
it
asleep to the
does.
soothing sound of Loch Lomond?
No, I
Scottish dragon.
can't say I've. It wears a kilt. Or it's a plaid dragon.
Ring ding diddle diddle audio, ring a diddle audio.
Where's the kilt made from all the skins, the things that it killed?
Wind blow high, let the wind blow low. Through the volcano in my kilt I'll go.
Oh man, we're terrible. All right, so
We keep going.
So we're going down this
Dungeons-
dark tunnel.
Dungeons and Dragons. All right, yes, moving along the tunnel. As you continue on into the dark tunnel of darkness ahead of you,
I
you
attack
come-
the darkness.
wonderful. We're never gonna get through this. volcano.
Somebody needs to get a fishing pole because we got to reel this in.
we do, man.
I'm
Or
just
we'll
joking.
press on.
Yeah.
I'm already. You travel in about 100 feet or so, and you can see now kind of the edge of your vision with the light from Dinar here. About 60 feet ahead, it just ends.
Neat.
Solid wall, dead end.
Like and not like it comes like flat. It's like actually it's like more like a curve,
Yeah, it's like a
like
natural
curving,
occurring.
like-
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, are we sure that it doesn't go straight up or down right up ahead?
Yeah, Dinar will kind of
Or there's no optical illusion?
shine the light to different corners, see if there's anything.
Or actual illusion, and I'll
Okay.
give a couple of knocks to make sure this is actually a solid wall.
So you're gonna go up to the end of the tunnel.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you going to be perceptive while you're doing that?
Absolutely. Well, actually, I'm being investigated.
Okay.
All right. Give me an investigation check, please, as you do so.
Ooh, nice round 10 for that one. That's
10. Okay. Kind of knocking on the walls, looking at this dead end ahead of you, and as your focus is kind of fixated on this, why would there be a dead end here? You take a step forward and realize your foot finds no purchase. As you step through the floor, give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
dex save.
There it is.
As you find yourself suddenly kind of off balance and whoa.
Hey. Dex save.
Ooh.
Okay. You just managed to kind of, as you're scrambling down and you fall, but you kind of do that thing where you turn and you grab.
I know exactly what happens. As my feet go out, my hand goes to my belt, the whip comes out, and it goes around Torque's ankle.
There you go.
It's like,
You're so light the torch just doesn't even budge.
Yeah.
Just
So here's the thing. For the three of you watching this, Flick just disappears through the floor. He's just all of a sudden, and then his whip is kind of like out. Flick,
Volcano ate Flick.
you can still just make out just from the little bit of light from Dinar, looking down below you, about 10 feet below, some sharpened spires of stone that have been made into spikes in this pit.
Kobolds.
hey, fellas, I think we're expected. As I'm sort of hand over hand coming up over the lip and through the.
He just reappears back through the floor like, huh?
Well,
So
you're
is
really
this-
getting the hang of this magic thing, aren't you, Flick?
Well, that one ain't me. This was them.
So
How did they do that?
Well, I figure, and I will illusorily put another wall in front of theirs with a minor illusion, say something like this, but bigger.
Oh, that's a bit worrisome.
how wide is this?
Anybody got a 10-foot pole?
From what you can see inside Flick, it essentially covers the width of the tunnel that you're in, and was probably a good 10 or 15 feet long, kind of stretching right to the end of the tunnel.
So does this, do you guys think this means the tunnel doesn't end here?
I'm likely to think that that's not a wall. If that ain't a
Yeah.
floor, good chance that's not a wall. If who's got something we can throw?
Can you see to the other side through the wall?
I can't see through the floor right now, but clearly there's a space there.
Dinar's gonna walk up to the edge where Flick emerged from the ground.
Yeah.
Nice wide stance, and poke his head through what appears to be an illusion and his glowing hand to take a look beyond the illusion.
You're poking your head down.
Oh, it's just
he-
down.
It's
So
the
the-
ceiling, yeah.
So
or the floor. It's the floor.
Yeah, so he fell into the floor. It's about a good 15 feet before
For the
the
end.
wall. So as he was approaching the wall, he got about 15 feet near it, and then
Okay, so there's not an illusory
So there's-
wall.
there's a
Well, there
pit.
might be.
You can't reach the wall. So there's what appears to be a covered pit from what he saw inside. That's the width of the tunnel, so about 10 feet wide and about 15 feet long from where he fell to the edge of where that wall that you can see would be. So it's kind of like the end of that is blocking between where you're standing. You can get about 15 feet away from what appears to be the wall, and you can't
All right, I got this.
move any further without falling in.
Okay.
Dagger teleports to my hand.
Perfect.
Toss it towards the wall. See if it hits or goes through.
Okay. Are you aiming for the wall? Or are you aiming past the wall? Like, what are you?
I'm gonna try and. I'm assuming that the wall isn't there, and I'm gonna like arc it to go far.
Okay. Give me a thrown weapon roll. Thrown weapon attack.
Dagger
Here.
thrown. Here we go. Bam. 13.
13. Okay. Sure enough, it kind of goes where you'd expect it to meet the stone wall and just.
Do I hear a yelp on the other side?
I know. That's what I was hoping for too.
You don't hear a yelp, but you do hear like a. Ting, 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 ting.
Oh, I hear a clatter.
Yeah, like.
Boop, back in my hand. All right.
Nifty.
All
All right.
The floor
So
ain't there. The wall ain't there.
we got to get across the non-floor.
I mean, how far back was the last big room? Like this, we've been walking for a
100 feet.
while.
100 feet.
I mean, like where you guys came from, or like the big magma room?
The big where we had the last fight. Where they
Quite like. I think you guys. I figured you guys are probably going about a couple hours, so
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
hour or two in, yeah. So it's a ways back.
I realize this is kind of like an all you can like when all you have is a hammer kind of situation, but Torque can't jump up to 18 feet horizontally.
This is kind of why I was hoping that we could go back and get one of those ladder bridges, but
All right, so Dinar is gonna creep up to the hole where we saw Flick come out of, and he's gonna duck his head down into the hole with his light and just see what is the scope of this hole in the ground.
Okay.
Like how much of the path in front of us is not there.
Okay, give me a perception check if you would.
Okay.
I just want to point out that had I been given a gilded acorn, I could get us out of this.
I did give you one though.
we commissioned.
I
Remember? That
rolled
was
a
like 2
Yeah,
sessions
five.
ago.
I thought he did give
Was
you
that
one.
fully commissioned? Because I thought it was
Yeah.
going to cost the entire thing of gold, and they didn't want to do that.
I don't think so. I think it was only like 25 or something, right?
It was like 200 something gold.
Oh. I thought that was out of like your
Oh,
personal
it was
coffers.
a bit, but
Oh, I thought the Torque got it.
Yeah, like,
don't you guys make notes? Like,
I don't, because I can't.
Quick, to YouTube. Let's look at the episode.
No, that's fine. If you gave it to me, you gave it to me. I didn't think you gave it to me. I never wrote it down.
All right, so I rolled a 5 plus 1 for perception. 6.
okay. So you do see essentially the same thing that Flick had seen inside. So the pit's about 15 feet deep, and at the bottom there are what looks to be like stone. So the same kind of lava rock city that's been sharpened into fine points. So basically spikes lining this pit, which is 10
Okay.
feet wide.
10
And
feet wide.
so at the point where you're in the tunnel, the tunnel had kind of narrowed. So it's the whole width of the tunnel, and then it's 15 feet long, and then it just stops and seems to meet with the wall, the illusory wall above as well.
Okay, so we would have to go past this pit to get to the wall that Flick threw the dagger through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's
So
the
the back wall of the pit is the illusory.
Is the
wall, like
illusory?
there-
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a 10-foot jump to get across.
15.
15-foot jump to get across.
Yeah, that's a bit of a jump.
Yeah, I don't think Dinar can make that.
Torque can. How much do you guys weigh?
A lot. 240 pounds for Dinar. He's a light dragon, but he's not light.
Here's a thought. How do the kobolds get across?
My guess is they have ladders on their side, but
Yeah, they could always just bring one, put it out, and then bring it back in again.
let's see. Do I have anything that can help me here?
How deep was it? Did you say?
It's 15 feet. So when you were hanging, it was like a 10-foot drop kind of from where you were to the bottom, but from the floor of the tunnel to the floor of the pit is 15 feet.
All right, so here's something that I can do. Talon, you can get across with your Misty Step, right? You gotta burn a spell for that, though, don't you?
Yeah, you know, I'd have to have not used them all already.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, I could do this twice, 2 more times. Although that only helps. Well, I could reduce myself. My weight would significantly come down. Then Torque could jump across with me, and then maybe I could dispel myself and then cast it on you, Tayland, and then Flick jumps across. Maybe with the whip on Torque.
Are we overthinking this? Why don't we just climb down and walk across and climb back up the other side?
I could just jump everyone across one at a time.
You could probably throw us too.
Pick up Dinar, jump across.
I have to toss me.
Jump across with Dinar, jump back solo, jump across again with Tayland, jump back
I
solo.
suppose I could burn a 3rd level slot for a Misty Step. I'd rather not, but I can.
Or you could burn a 3rd level. Do you have Dispel?
I don't have 3rd level spells. I just have 3rd level spell slots.
I am still working on learning Dispel.
Yeah. My thinking is we're not entirely sure where the real ground starts on the other side of the illusory wall. I don't want Torque jumping into...
I'm not particularly happy of just appearing in an unknown area as well.
I will happily volunteer to clamber down the side of this thing and maybe knock over some of the spikes on my way through and see where the other side actually is.
I am willing to send Redtail through this particular instance if it comes to it.
Even better.
I'd rather not, like I said, I'd rather not use the rest of my energy to apparate myself across this pit, but if it is required of me, then let us hope that what we seek is actually over there and not more walking. Oh, Dinar, you are the brain of the bunch. What say you on this?
Oh, I don't know that you want to give me the brain title.
Well, what else other options do we have? We got Greenie and Greenier over here.
I think Flick might have a good point. If he can clamber down the side here and survey what's going on up ahead, then once we know what's going on over there, maybe Torque can jump and then Flick can whip his way out or something.
Could Torque just jump down there in his shell and just break everything down there that's a threat?
It's a 10-foot drop?
This is the other thing I'm thinking. We
15.
go down there, we
15.
Just knock over all the spikes. I'm sure they were not set up with the care and diligence of dwarven construction.
Yeah.
Then we do still have to get back up out of the pit on the other side.
I guess Torque isn't much of a climber.
How is it a sheer side or is it craggy enough to climb up and down? What do I think?
If you want to take another look, you can give me a perception check.
Another perception check?
Yeah.
Boy.
Goodness.
Also, not for nothing, but we did hear the dagger land when he threw it.
That's true.
It's true.
It doesn't look like, it's not like a smooth, like made out of metal kind of thing. I mean, it's the inside of the pit pretty much looks the same as the walls of the tunnel you're in. Fairly smooth, but not immaculately
So climbable,
perfect.
especially if I have help.
And climbing is athletics, right? I like my chances.
Just use your anchor to slam in and pull.
I
yourself
usually
up.
go with athletics or acrobatics, depending on who is doing it and sort of the nature of the situation.
Yeah, what kind of a climb you're doing? Yeah.
Like Flick could do it. Like I can see that being an acrobatics thing because he's just like, I'm gonna parkour up this wall or whatever. You know, like
just free solo the wall.
yeah. It's but either way,
Do the golem
I'm
face
flexible.
first, climb down the wall. Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
I
Or
vote for-
both of us go. That's even better.
Yeah. But I think that might be the smartest thing, I guess.
Is there a stalagmite nearby? Like on our side?
The one that goes
there
up or
are-
the one that goes down?
They're neither. These tunnels are completely smooth. They were carved by lava and magma, so there are no jutting growths like that you've come across really. In sort of the more of the open areas that you've been in, there has been some of that, but in these longer, smoother tunnels, it's just smooth rock.
Well, I think it's as good a plan as we have. I mean, like I said, I can get over there, but I'm not going in there by myself. That's not happening.
That's all right. Green team will go scout ahead, and we'll let you guys know what's happening up there.
Okay.
Excellent.
Torque is gonna take his anchor and kind of just try and like dig it into the ground by like the point.
Okay.
And then tie off the rope to it, and then tie the other end around his waist. He's gonna try and like rappel down.
Well, hey, pull out the immovable rod, hang that midair. We'll tie off on this, and
Even better.
that way you've got your anchor in case we need to smash some heads.
And of course, as me and Dinar are the brains of the outfit, we will supervise.
Well, you could supervise. I'm going to give some light for Torque down there. So Dinar's going to kneel down on the edge and shine his...
Hold the flashlight.
Exactly, yeah. I'll hold the flashlight.
Pass the tools, hold the flashlight.
All right. Are we both going down at the same time? Like, is Flick just standing on top of Torque's shell or something as Torque just rappels down?
Might as it's good. The way down is going to be pretty easy, I figure. So sure.
Mm-hmm.
Picturing this is totally like a Rocket and Groot thing, right? Like the little guy on the big ass shoulder going down.
We're gonna get that crossbow mounted up there, yeah.
Little turret.
All right. So you're descending down into the pit of despair. No, of the spikes.
Pit of the spikes, yes.
Pit of the spikes. Easy enough with the rope and the movable rod, and especially Torque with your large size and your thick shell. You break a couple of the spikes even without intentionally trying to, as you kind of get lower down and you realize that, like porous lava rock is, like when it becomes really thin, like it is quite breakable, and it kind of just like breaks off, and there's like a little bit of that kind of black, almost like soot like material as it breaks off, and they don't prove to be all that hard to smash. Still deadly, like to fall on top of them for sure, but
big horizontal sweep with the anchor.
Yeah, with your frame itself and swinging a anchor.
So much for the silent approach.
It's definitely not quiet, but
it's all right.
It's effective. You do manage to and break off. Some of them take like a little bit of like a couple swings, but you do break your way through.
I mean, like, it's not like I'm gonna make a point of smashing every single stalactite in this pit. It's just I want to just
mites.
I thought stalagmites might hang from the ceiling, but they don't. Wait,
they hang tight to the ceiling.
Stalagmites have a go for ground. That's how I remember it.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, I'm not going to smash them all. I'm just going to smash enough to clear like a straight line path across.
And stalactites have a C for ceiling.
Also, stalactites hang tight to the ceiling. Stalagmites push up the mite.
I feel like as long as you guys are watching a D&D stream, you should learn something.
That's your lesson for the day, folks.
That's right. Critical
a little
Role did
bit of
20 minutes on this, I think, once. So
geology 101.
Yes, any geologists who are watching,
we're sorry.
They've already
rock.
stopped watching
Also,
after we used the word lava 3 times.
That's right. Yeah. Magma. But yeah, if you're watching, you rock, and also correct us if you know the answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you really just say you rock to a geologist?
Yes.
Have you met me? Of course I did.
No, that's fine. I am gonna clear a straight path.
Sure.
Not like I'm not gonna be thorough, just enough to like get through.
Sure. Easy enough.
Got a nice gravel pit.
Yeah, get us to the other side. Then, hey, Torque, give me a boost, and I'll see if I can scamper up the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So the far wall of the pit, it is solid. you do find that out. It's probably the first thing you realize. Like, okay, yep. So that this down here, at least the wall is solid.
In the pit. Okay.
In the pit, yeah.
So I will get my boost and scamper up the side.
Okay. You can give me an acrobatics with advantage, I'd say,
With advantage, well,
because you've got a giant turtle.
I better not bid this one. That's all I'm saying.
Hey.
Does a 23 work?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Your fingers are small enough. There's enough like little kind of pock marks even in the rock, like porous spots. You can just kind of get your fingers in, and pull your very light frame up. And as your fingers kind of come to the top of the pit, it's weird because you can see above. Like you don't see the illusory floor, but you still do see that illusory wall above. But your fingers get to a part where they kind of go through that. So you're now at the top of the lip of the pit where the wall above was, where you threw your dagger through, and your fingers now kind of go through, so like they've disappeared into where the illusion is as you're hanging at the top of the pit.
I'll just sort of do one of these through the illusory wall just to see what I see.
Okay. Peeking on the other side, it's pretty dark. There's a tiny little bit of light again from Dinar. You can give me another perception check if you want. It does seem to be more tunnel beyond.
Here's where I roll another 4. Here we go. I'll make sure I've got advantage. And pow! Solid 10.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
I alternate rolls tonight, apparently.
It's hard to see much, but you do see that about 20, 30 feet. You kind of got to blink. It's hard to judge the distance in the dim light. But the tunnel very steeply goes up very suddenly. And like there's a very steep incline all of a sudden that just, and you can see just make out a little bit of ambient light coming from somewhere up above that.
Cool. So no one in the room that I can see. Is there any signs of a bridge or a ladder or any...
that you see? Did you call your dagger back? Otherwise it's on the ground.
I did.
Okay.
Cool. Well, I'll sort of pull myself up and barrel roll to the one side just to... and sort of,
you guys, like you're going through the illusion, you mean, or just like
yes,
on
yeah,
the wall?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll pull myself up through the illusion and sort of tumble over and just
Okay.
be ready for action.
All right. So you guys, the two of you as are above the pit, you would see him kind of slowly. It's like kind of half and half, where like his fingers are there, but then they're like in, and then his arm is like through, and he's like, there's like you can see his butt, like, and then
So
he's like, and then he rolls
He's coming
through and
out of one
disappears.
illusion and going into another illusion.
100%. That's exactly what it is. He's coming up out of the floor and like disappearing into the wall. So it's like you only see like part of him at a time, like his elbow, like that ear, you know, his butt, and his foot, and then he's like gone.
Like his thinking with portals.
Pretty much. Space. You just hear from somewhere like what? Portals.
I
So
just
good.
want to make sure we're all aware that I don't like any of this.
Dayland, I don't know that anybody likes any of this. This sucks.
Flick seems to be having the time of his life. I don't know about you.
Well, Flick likes to be awesome, I guess. I don't know.
I guess
But no.
Torque will attempt to climb up as well.
I'll poke my head down and it looks all clear up here, little guy. Come on up.
Sure. Give me an athletics check.
Okay.
What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, I guess not that.
17. Okay. Yeah, your reach is enough that you can even kind of like do the whole like foot on this wall, like the sides of the pit, and just kind of like, you know, get enough spots where you hold and just kind of like. So now you see the two of you see like much larger hands reaching up.
I like
out
to
of the
think that
floor.
before the hands appear, they just see Torque's like telescoping turtleneck just emerge out like a periscope.
Yes.
He's gonna look directly back at Dinar and Taylor and be like, "Don't forget to take the rod with you."
I mean, we could just use that to cross, right?
Oh man.
Use it as like a
Reach
stepping
out,
stone
press
halfway
the
through.
button, and then like use it to propel ourselves, and then let go, and then do it, and then
Well, that's
Just kind of salmon ladder across the pit.
yeah.
I don't know if Talon has the upper body strength.
I could tell you, Dinar
worked on a
doesn't.
ship. That's fair enough. Yeah.
Dinar did not work on a ship. He was mercenary. He does not have the upper body strength to hold himself.
You were
He's a wizard.
Well,
Yeah.
how does Dinar plan to get across the pit?
Dinar has not thought that far ahead. Dinar was probably going to go down into the pit and then come back up the other side.
Meanwhile, the shell, like, Stork like moves up and pulls himself in.
And I'm not super strong, but I am somewhat athletic.
Stork, you can give me a perception check if you want as you move through the illusory wall and now see Flick like.
Okay. Now, does my lack of any sort of low light vision impair me in any way?
There's a little bit of light.
Okay.
Because the illusion doesn't actually block Dinar's light, so the little bit of light that he has, it's not much, but it's still giving you a little bit.
Enough to see something by. Got it. Well, not that much, apparently.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
We see
Because
nothing tonight.
You see Flick, and beyond Flick, about 20 feet, you can see there does appear to be a sudden steep rise, like incline in the tunnel. That's about all I see, though.
All right,
Nothing
Talon,
else around you at all.
I guess we're up. What's
Just
your
to
plan?
just to confirm, this is the 15-foot like cube hole, right?
It's rectangle, so it's 10 foot wide, 15 deep, and 15 long.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, got it. Well, I mean, I could do interesting things, but I'm not going to do any of that because it'd be a giant waste. So Dinar, if you don't have a way across, I can get across, no problem. Do you want the stickum stick?
Sure. I'll give it a
Then-
shot.
And then you can at least use that to catch yourself when you fall.
Yeah, when I fall, yes.
All right. I'm gonna climb down and up. I'm gonna give that a shot. Why not?
Okay.
If Torque can do it, I can do it.
I mean, we're on the other side, so we'll be able to like drop a rope down for you guys now. So
That would be fantastic.
climb up should be okay.
So I'm going to attempt to climb down on this side first.
Okay, is the rope still there, attached to the rod, right? You guys left it there, or Torque? You
I
guys left
believe
it there,
so.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then you can give me
Or would Dinar? Would you rather go first, and then I can take all that with me, and I'll just teleport across?
Let's do that. Yeah.
I'd still rather manually climb, but you know what? I have a better chance of succeeding at the climbing than you. Why don't you take the ropes, and then I'll go out. I'll go last.
Sounds good. So am I rolling?
Yes.
you're going down the rope.
I will go down the rope, yes.
Okay, you don't need to roll.
Okay.
You're just sliding down a rope, and it's fine.
Okay. And then I will go to the other side and climb up, I suppose.
Okay, so
Assuming there's
on the
a
other
rope on
side,
there.
are you guys putting a rope down for?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
ropes in hands and whatever else
Okay.
he needs.
All right. Climbing up, you can give me an athletics check, but you do have advantage now that there is a rope.
Hey. See, I'm trained in athletics. I have a +3 here. Hey, double 19s. 22.
Yeah.
22.
Yeah. Like
Now, when you
you
get
did,
to the
you
room,
did climb rigging on a ship. Like,
That's true.
To get up to the crow's nest. So I mean, yeah, you're like, I got this. I can climb this rope.
just wait for it though. When he gets in the room, rolls his perception, and it's going to be a 3.
That's right. Well, he does have the light source, so
That's true.
Mm.
That's true. And it
So
is
it'll
still
be a
going. I
7.
haven't extinguished it yet. So then Tayland.
Oh, that would be really nifty, but again, it would use a resource.
so
I'm sorry, I just thought of a really cool way I could cross this thing, but it's not worth it.
So Tayland, the light does block on the other side
Oh.
of this illusion, it would seem.
Oh,
as-
yeah, that's a thing, isn't it?
As he went into the pit, and then also as he like kind of briefly emerged, but they came at the other side, all you have is the very, very faint, distant glow from far behind you, and it's pretty dark in here now. Your human eyes are just like,
Yeah. I guess I will pull out my
Rapier pistol.
Oh man.
That's a different type.
Yeah. No, I'm okay. This is gonna be painful, but I'm gonna take out some of my common clothes, rip that up, douse it in some oil, wrap that around my belaying pin, because I don't actually have torches. I'm a sailor who carries torches on a ship.
True.
Do a makeshift torch, and then I'm going to oh boy, I'm gonna ignite this and hope that nothing horrible happens.
Do you have flint and tinder, or are you using?
I am going to
Use
have to
flame.
use the flint from my pistol.
Okay.
Dalen, you seem to be taking a while. What's going
It's
on?
a little bit of an improvised. For
Yes.
that.
Again, flint and tinder on a ship. Like what?
Yeah. All right. Give me a just give me a straight intelligence roll here.
Okay. 15.
Okay. Yeah. You understand the mechanism enough, the idea behind the flint and how it works in your pistol to kind of do a little bit of a makeshift flint and tinder kind of situation where you can strike it and manage to produce a flame. And catches. You realize it's probably not going to be a sustained burn for very long, as it is not a proper torch, but for the moment, you do have fire.
Hey, I'm gonna move quickly then. I will grab the rod. I'm assuming Torque showed me how it worked. Hit the button on it and stuff it in the bag. Throw the rope, or actually, I'll probably just throw it across, and then just climb down the one side and use the rope to get up the other.
Okay. So you're climbing down one side of the pit. So with no rope.
I'm gonna have to, because otherwise I can't. Yeah. I can't take the rope and the baton
right.
thingy.
So give me an athletics check going down then.
Stick. Athletics.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That is not my better. 16.
Hey.
Yep. I mean, it's once you get your hands over the ledge and you're kind of hanging, it's like, okay, you find a couple of footholds, enough to kind of get you down, so you drop a little bit, but
it's not quite climbing the rigging. It's a little different,
but it's sufficient. Yep. So you're on the bottom. Your torch is burning very brightly, but also burning very quickly.
Yes.
And
now I would
consumed.
Very much like to climb up the other side with the rope.
Okay. So you can give me athletics with advantage then, because there is a rope here for you.
Is the invisible
wall,
Is the invisible wall invisible from both sides?
No, on your side you guys can see through.
So you would have seen darkness until I was able to get this makeshift torch.
You would have been watching this, yeah. Like, you can't see through the wall and into the pit. It's like the two kind of, if you're in the pit, you can't see anything, or you can see above.
It's like a one-way wall, or yeah.
Yeah, they both function like a two-way mirror kind of thing. Like on one side, you can't see you see the illusion. On the other side, you see through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In retrospect, then Dinar probably should have just stuck his arm through the illusion, but.
So I rolled a 4
to
climb the rope.
You're trying to. I'm picturing this as like you're trying to climb the rope, like while still holding, like. Source, and you're like.
Definitely not easy.
Guys, we just grab the rope and
just pull them up. Just pull them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're holding on the rope, give me.
Wow.
I would say you guys don't need a strength check, but Talon, give me a strength check to hold on to the rope while it's being...
Strength.
While Torque is yanking it up.
18.
Okay.
Hey,
like
there you go.
this one, you're like, oh, I got this. Like, wrap your hand around, kind of like, loop it in and hang on, and hey, kind of like scraped up the wall a bit. But
as soon as Talon's up on the other side, Torque is gonna go, oh, thanks for the light, and take out one of his ready-made torches and just light it on his
And knowing how much Talon appreciates his cleanliness, Dinar will cast Prestidigitation and clean all the clothes that got dirty, scraping
much
up the wall.
appreciated.
You're welcome, my friend.
All right.
I know how you like
Say
to be
goodbye
clean.
to those clothes and my belaying pin and some oil.
With the light on this side, you can see a little bit clearer now that just where the tunnel starts to go up and you can see kind of light above, you can just make out what looks like rope or cord or something kind of dangling that appears to be just within vision, like where the tunnel, like where the ceiling kind of disappears. It's very, very steep. It's not a like direct like shaft, but it's a very steep incline. And there does appear to be ropes or something that have been hung down.
Are they reachable by us, or?
Well, I hope you all enjoyed watching that. Now, shall we progress?
Yes, we shall.
Yeah, but there's a thing up here, and we hit one booby trap already. I'm half suspecting this is another one.
This is going to get old very quickly.
Anyone got any magic fingers that can go fiddle with a rope?
Yeah.
I have been told on occasion that I have magic hands.
Well, if you've got magic hands, then go for it. You're not talking about mage hand, though, are you?
No.
Okay, all right. Just
No,
yeah.
He's merely pumping up his skills as a masseuse, I believe.
Yes.
Craig, is there like when we get to the edge of this thing and look up, is there like a ledge that we can see, or does it just go straight up?
So you want to go right to where you can look up?
I would like to walk forwards, yes, and take a look up this shaft that is before us.
Okay. Give me a stealth check if you want to go, if you're trying to be sneaky cautious.
It's not so much sneaky cautious, it's sneaky don't want to fall through the ground.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, it's
the
like
ground
Just do you have a staff or something? Just like poke the ground.
I don't. I have feet and a tail.
Use your tail, then.
I could beaver swat it.
Orc still has the trident. Would that be anything?
Oh, that would probably be useful. Yeah.
Sure. So I'll use Torque's trident. I'll just kind of like jab the ground as I walk up to look up this tunnel that goes up.
All right.
Right when they drop the boiling oil.
I lived a good life.
It's solid.
Okay.
And as you do kind of come underneath the lip of the ceiling here, you can see that this almost shaft, like it's probably like a good like 75 degrees, which is why the ropes are there. And you can see 3 ropes that are kind of hung with like knots all the way up. And they go up 20 feet, and you do see where there is a lip above, and the tunnel does continue on, and you can see bright light coming from further down, further in that direction.
Okay.
At this point, Dinar, standing at the edge, kind of this opening underneath it, the low, rhythmic, rumbling, breathing sound is definitely much closer and coming from up there.
Okay. So these ropes that are hanging down with the knots, they're obviously meant to hold as you climb this steep.
You get the idea. They're meant to be
to
aid you in climbing a very steep incline.
Dinar is going to grab the first one, just like get a good grip on it, kind of brace himself, like wide stance, and then give it a tug and let go.
Okay, give me a strength check.
So just my strength modifier?
Yep.
4.
Straight strength. 4? Yeah. Doesn't move. It's got a little bit of give, like you expect a rope to, but nothing happens.
All right, gents. There's like a really steep incline here, but it is walkable. There are some ropes that we can grab onto. It's like you're meant to hold them as you're walking up. They seem pretty sturdy. I yanked on one pretty good, and nothing moved, so it must be good to go. The breathing is definitely coming from up there, though, so we just want to be careful of that. There's also a little bit of light, so...
Torque has a torch and danger sense, so he will elect to go first.
Okay.
So you get there, and so there's 3 ropes, each of which equal length, just hanging.
Is there anything different about any of the ropes?
Doesn't appear to be. You can give me perception or investigation if you want to take a closer look.
Oh,
Depending on if you're glancing or inspecting.
Check
Check the thread count.
I think just perception. And my strengths.
Oh,
That's my strengths.
Yeah. Apparently we can do every other skill check except for perception tonight.
yeah, no kidding.
We've gotten a lot of 9s and 10s on perception
It's
today.
true.
Yep.
As far as you can tell, they're 3 identical ropes.
Well, kobolds are typically fairly literal minded. I will reach for the rightmost rope because that seems right.
Hey, you're never wrong if you're always going right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's literally impossible.
All right. So you pull the rope and you start climbing up.
All
Okay.
right.
I see Torque never had problems in gym class.
Torque, you get about, your hands are like 3 or 4 knots up. And as your full weight is on this rope, you do kind of feel like and then there's a moment where there's a snap as the whole weight of the rope breaks as you kind of fall.
Quick, Flick, catch him.
Can I try and grab one of the other ropes to slow my descent?
You can grab up to the left if you want. You're only like not even like 10 feet up. You're just kind of like hand over hand. From above over the lip, you do hear.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna jump to the side. I don't want to be directly in the path of the rope I just broke. So I'd like to swing over to the nextmost one. So I guess the one in the center.
Okay.
This is a hell of a mental image.
Give me a strength saving throw because you're kind of like half falling and like trying to grab and hold yourself up.
Okay.
Ooh.
Noise.
Okay, easy enough. You reach over and you grab the rope and it snaps.
Ugh,
Okay.
dang it.
Do I have time to try one more?
No,
Likely
no.
not. So you're falling with like kind of one rope in hand, 2 ropes, and as you look up, you see boulders just free falling over the lip and now just kind of coming down directly above your head.
How much of this does Dinar see?
If you're peeking up, you see all of this happening, and now there's a good like somewhat landslide of boulders that are just kind of coming down this little bit of an incline. Some of them have like bounced off and are kind of like doing that bouncing thing. But I'm gonna need all of you to make dexterity saving throws, please, as
Oh
the tunnel
no!
suddenly fills with boulders that are just
gonna
rolling
say,
down.
Do I
did
have
just say
6
I could-
seconds?
You did just say I could see it, so I do have danger sense on this.
You do, and you I mean, yeah, you have a shell too, but yes, I do need dexterity saving.
22.
Is this with advantage?
Just for
Not for you.
For
I mean,
Torque.
just for me.
Torque gets advantage because he's a Berber and
And I still got an 11.
What is this? It's a dex save?
Dex save, yeah.
I rolled a 2 plus my 1 for 3.
Oh,
that's gonna smart.
Yep.
ouchie, ouchie, ouch.
okay. So what do we get here? We got 22, 16, 11 for Torque, and Dinar
3.
3. Okay. Tayland and Flick. A little bit more nimble. You managed to kind of like dodge some of the larger ones. You still do get clipped by quite a few, as there are a lot of boulders. Some are larger, some are small, and as they kind of roll down this incline and continue to kind of roll out, and you watch them as they kind of like go through the wall and like into the pit beyond. So the 2 of you, you each take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Dinar and Torque, you take 12.
Ugh.
As you get
Ooh.
hit pretty good by
6 is nothing to scoff at.
a number of boulders that hit you. And
Yeah.
Torque, why'd you go and do that?
He just picks himself up.
That is going to bruise. All right, I've had enough of these gosh darn kobolds in this gosh darn volcano.
Torque, you do hear, as you're the closest, you can hear from up above.
Torque is gonna just grab the leftmost rope and just
What is he doing?
And then step to the right.
Seems to hold.
Stand back.
Guess
He's
I
gonna
guess-
move as far back as he can and then pull harder.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Not like I'm trying to rip it, but just to see how much give it has.
I get you. Yeah, I get you.
Word.
Doesn't
You know, but gingerly.
it seems to hold. Yeah. You don't hear any like mechanisms or anything like breaking loose. The rope doesn't snap at all. Like it's seems to be solid and in place.
He'll try it.
Wait, before you do that, Torque.
Hmm?
I could make you smaller. You could climb up there, make you bigger, and then you could wipe him out and then throw us a rope down.
If this is the course of action that you are most comfortable with.
I'm just concerned that if this next one comes tumbling down, we don't have a way to get up there. Do we?
I'm sure we can find a way. It's only a almost sheer climb.
It's your call.
Very well. Do what you must.
Okay. Dinar will get a little illusory image of Torque in his hand and then bring his fingers together and smush him down in size.
All right.
And
so
Torque will begin hauling himself up.
Koopa-sized Torque. Now, I mean, you were medium, so you're small, but he's still like on the big side of small. It's weird. It's a strange
But his weight is 1/8
dynamic.
normal.
So
Which is really the point that I was trying to get to, just to reduce his weight.
Yeah, you're like you've never felt this light.
Mm.
You're reminded of that first day so long ago when you hatched, fledged, crawling along the banks.
Or innocent times.
But yeah, you do manage the rope holds and you can make your way hand over hand, and there's light above, and you get to the lip, and you can see now that the light it's that same kind of orangish glow, but there's also a different hue to it, kind of mixed in, almost like a bluish mixed in with it as well. So there seems to be maybe possible several sources of light from up beyond the lip, and that the top of the tunnel, it's the same as you were below. It's basically looked like the tunnel just kind of did one of these, and the rope seems to be like over the lip, and you can see actually where there's a big, almost looks like an iron post or something that's been like dug into the ground that the rope is tied off around.
Any kobolds around?
Probably.
Are you doing that
Yeah,
telescoping neck thing again?
I'm gonna take a look.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Elevator neck.
Hey, a good perception.
Oh, finally.
Okay. You peek up, and even though you've diminished in size, there's still that torqueness about you. And so this snapping turtle head that suddenly kind of peeks up over the rope, and you can see now that the tunnel goes straight ahead, and then it looks like a makeshift wall has been built, but it's like there's still like, it's like they've kind of like piled stones together that they found and tried to create some sort of wall, and there seems to be some sort of chamber beyond where the light is coming through, and there's this little opening in this makeshift wall, and there's a kobold in armor kind of standing there, and as your head peeks over, he goes, "Ah!" and he just kind of like holds his spear and just kind of looks at you like, says, "Do you speak Draconic?" I forget.
I do.
Yeah. So he says over his shoulder, it's like, "They're still alive. What do I do? What do I do?"
I swing myself up and I just say, "Larger!"
Dinar will dispel.
That sounds like a cue for me to scamper up the rope.
The kobold just like
Guess it's time for action.
and like disappears, like turns and like ducks behind this makeshift wall, and you can see it appears to be wood actually on the other side, like kind of slides in front and like kind of covers this opening.
I throw my torch at it
Okay. So give me let's see, improvise. Just give me a strength check because it's a good like 20-foot throw where you're just tossing the torch.
Who builds a wooden structure in a volcano?
Balds.
11.
11. Okay. You hit some of the stone kind of like behind, like beside where the wood plank had been. Yeah. So your torch kind of like hits it and just drops to the ground. And it's kind of laying on the ground in front of the opening. So that the wall itself is like they've stacked stones, and then there's just the opening left where they slid this wood board.
Well, at least now my hands are free.
So are we climbing up after Torque then? Is that because we hear him shouting and like the sounds of
the fact that he asked to go big again says it's go time, so I'm up the rope.
Yep. All right, I'll scamper up after Flick then.
How far away is this structure from me?
20 feet.
Okay. While the others are going up, Torque will go into his shell defense because while he does that, he is prone and he has an increase to his AC. So if they try to like shoot at him through arrow slits or something, he'll be harder to hit.
Okay.
Craig, we haven't been in the volcano longer than 8 hours, right?
Yeah, you probably have now by this point.
Because I know that in the last session I cast Mage Armor, but I don't remember which room that was in. I want to say it was the room that we had that last fight.
It was on the latter half of yeah.
Yeah. So from that fight with the kobolds and that one scorpion that chased us out of the room, how long has it been?
Probably like good 3 hours by now.
Okay, so I still have Mage Armor then. Good.
So as you all get to the top of this rope now, and you can see what Torque saw, it's like a hastily constructed, almost like a field stone wall, but out of like these boulders and rocks from this tunnel, and then literally just a board that's kind of like being shoved across this narrow opening. You can see the light peeking through the holes. There's no mortar or anything, right? It's just literally like rocks on top of each other. So there's enough spots where you can't see you can't see the chamber, like whatever's beyond it, but the light from inside does peek through. And there are two different hues. There's that dull, deep orange that you know so well, that's kind of given off by the magma in here. But then there is a softer, kind of a bluish overtone, a hue that seems to be kind of commingling, and the blue seems to be coming more from kind of the side of this wall, like peeking through some stones there, and the blue one actually kind of almost has like a little bit of a pulsing to it, whereas the orange is more of that just solid. From beyond the wall, you do hear that.
Oh goody.
So I dragged a piece of plywood over the door, and I'm just looking around for the no girls sign somewhere, and that's like this is their little fort. And
In Draconic,
somewhat.
you hear the deep rumble. Who goes there?
Orc will stand up and look at Dinar and just say in common, "Would you like to answer or should I?"
I feel like it didn't go so well the last time I answered, so go for it.
We are here seeking the Ember Spore mushrooms. We bear no ill intent, but if you bare your fangs at us, we will defend ourselves.
I like you. Parley. You may enter safely. Open it
What? Master, are you just me? I said, open it. Ah, okay. The door. Slide the cross. That same one in the armor kind of peeks out. And then again in Draconic. Master Dragon Scales will speak with you. Come in slowly. We're watching you.
Torque will lead the way.
I'll sort of pat you on the back as you're take the head of the group. Attaboy, little man.
Just want to put this out there that I'm not comfortable with any of this.
You think any of us are?
All right.
You going along with it?
I have no idea what you said, but you said the right thing, so well done.
Yeah, you just hear Torque being like,
You get any of that, Flick?
Very throaty language, a lot of
it is
undulations.
Well,
it's just growling, and every now and then, Foos? What?
Flick, do you trust Torque with your life?
Absolutely. Me and him, we've been through a few scrapes before even you signed on the ship, so
all right.
yeah. His head's in the right place.
If we all die, I'm blaming you.
Hey, man. Wouldn't be the first guy who did it.
As you make ready to enter the lair, chamber, whatever it is beyond, and meet the
lair
dragon scale, we will take a break.
Thank you.
I think I know at least someone who could use a bathroom break right now.
Me too. But yes, we'll be back in a few, so hang tight. Thanks for joining us and enjoying, hopefully. And stick around. More good stuff to come. Be right back. Hey, welcome back. I do it just for Mike now.
Uh-huh.
I do it just for you.
I gotta stop responding.
I know you're gonna be like, good time. Yeah, good times. What kind of DM are you if you don't troll your players, right? I mean,
Well,
What kind of player are you if you don't troll your DMs?
right?
So true.
Really?
There's a troll in the thing. Got it.
yeah.
Yes. We're talking about trolls here. Yeah.
It's a troll wearing a dragon skull.
Mhm. Trolls in the pits, trolls in the chat, trolls. Yeah. All right.
Cave
Hopefully
trolls.
there's no trolls in the chat. I know you're all wonderful people. So.
Well, they say that you're not successful until you get a bot in your chat.
We had one a few
We had
sessions
one.
ago.
We did. Yeah.
Success.
So now there we go. We can sell out because we've
I was
had a
gonna
bot.
say now it's time to sell out.
That's right. Or we'll purchase that bot. All right. As you step through the makeshift wall with the light pouring through from the other side, and the opening's kobold size for the most part, so it's a little bit tight for a couple of you.
I was gonna speak for yourself.
But you do kind of squeeze through, and you find yourself on there's a platform that kind of comes to an end, probably about 25 feet ahead, where there's just a drop off. You can see now that there is a source of magma in this chamber, but there's spires of rock kind of sticking out here and there, and those makeshift bone ladders that you've seen, bridges that you've seen in previous chambers, there's a number of them and kind of crisscrossing in somewhat of a network from platform to platform. And two things grab your attention. There are a number of kobolds in here, kind of watching nervously from kind of different perches around the chamber. Off to your left, there's a area kind of lower down at the far side of that chamber there, and you can now see the source of that strange pulsing bluish glow jutting directly out of the cavern walls are crystals, massive crystals, larger than anything you've ever seen. Very strange looking, very out of place, but they do seem to be grown or sticking out. This isn't something that was placed here, but it's coming out of the walls, and there is this very faint bluish glow that just kind of very, very slowly pulses, and it definitely emanates from these crystals as well. The soft bluish glow kind of mixes and mingles with the hotter orange one coming up from the magma, and creates almost like a cloudy effect in the air above. And though there's so much magma in this chamber, this is one of the cooler places that you've entered into, and the heat really doesn't seem to be as oppressive as you would expect. The other thing that catches your eye is to the right side, a large platform, roughly the same height that the one you're on. There are crates and barrels, chests, piles of goods, boxes of food, all kind of spread out on either side of a massive stone throne. And half sitting on this throne and half kind of crouching on the ground is a creature that appears as though it is made of rock and magma itself. Black, thick obsidian skin, but with cracks that show golden reddish orange glow in it. Deep glowing red eyes, horns curving out from the side of its head. Its two nostrils kind of flare with life. Massive wings curled back over it. None of you have ever seen a real live dragon, but this does bear all the traits that one would expect of such a creature. Although without the telltale metallic or chromatic scales, there's something more primal, more elemental about this creature. And I will bring you to the map.
I don't like that there's a map for this. That makes me very nervous.
The figure breathes out. You can feel the earth rumble around you. Let them pass, it says in Draconic. They wish to trade. The other kobolds just kind of like watch you, look back at the figure, and look back at you. The one in the armor slowly walks back across the bridge in the middle and just kind of, in broken common, Master Dragon Scale will speak with you. You want Ember Spores? Yes, we have. Quiet.
Assume for me and Flick, we're just seeing a bunch of nonsense. We're like, whoa.
Oh,
You heard he was speaking that in very broken common.
Okay.
But instead of quiet, you just heard a like a roar, more or less.
well, they're tipping their hand already. This is fantastic. They got the crap we're looking for. Just need to strike a bargain.
Denar's gonna kind of, under his breath a little bit. Yeah, but what do we have for trade?
How about we trade them for a song?
I don't think they're interested in song.
Why? What makes you say that? You don't know. They could be very interested in songs. How many songs do you get in a volcano?
Can I cross over this way while they're having this conversation?
He's kind of moving up towards.
Or is that like a wall there that I'm looking at?
Nope, that's like, yeah, it's like rubble on the ground, and there's kind of these, the stone kind of like breaks out, and there's like these parts that are kind of jutting out, hanging over the magma, and then there's the weird bone bridges are like connected from kind of island to island.
Orc will move over to this one and look over at the armored one and just give him a look like, is this one trapped? Is this one rigged?
He's looking at you, but there seems to be more fear of the creature behind him. He's just kind of like, doesn't seem to want to say anything, or even like, it's just staying put and kind of standing there, just like.
Torque will slowly make his way across.
Okay. The one on the other end there just kind of like steps to the side, watches you, lets you pass by it. We're watching you, it says in Draconic.
Hey, hang tight, little guy. I'll backup's coming. I will follow Torque's path and stand by his side.
Okay.
And I will try and feed him negotiation tactics.
As a sign of respect, Torque will take his anchor off of his back and lay it sort of standing up at his feet, and then also draw the trident and just plant that prongs first in the ground beside him as well.
Flick's hands are out. His weapons are on his belt. No problems here. No sudden movement.
Yes, I too will have everything that I can do that has to do with violence on my belt, and but a harmless squeeze box within my hands.
The creature looks at the giant maul and the trident in the ground. Are these trade?
Just as an aside, I'm not trading my wine.
I address him back in Draconic and gesture to the anchor. This one I cannot part with until my business with it is complete. And then he gestures to the trident. For this, I am more open to negotiation.
Do we understand any of this? Or is
No,
Dinar having
it's-
to translate it?
I'm not translating anything yet. I'm not speaking.
Dinar would understand it, yeah.
I would understand it, but I'm not.
Flick and Tail, and you just hear growling, basically, and like groveling and
Like, we should probably learn Draconic at some point.
chewing gravel, and like words that sound like hot fire in your throat, more or less.
I will lean over and sort of stage whisper to Torque. Just remember to butter him up a little bit. I hear dragons like the flattery, so.
Dragon scale flexes its claws, and you can see there's kind of a glow underneath the carapace there. Shame. I don't have an anchor. You wish the Ember Spores. I figured they were valuable. Many had come to harvest them previously, it seems. I have no use for them. What do you need them for?
We are indebted to one who seeks them as payment. If I may be so bold, I'm wondering if you could settle a curiosity of mine. You say you have no use for these spores, and yet every opportunity we have had to collect them on our own has been stymied by the fact that every mushroom stalk we found has been picked clean of its cap. If not you, then if not for you, then for what other reason are they being harvested?
It's like a cracking as it like moves its neck back and forth. You are here to bargain for them, are you not?
If you forgive me saying so, oh great and ancient one, you did just admit that they are of no value to you.
They are of value to others. Everything you see around me here, what value do I have for gold? For goods and trinkets, but this is an island full of pirates. A cave where smugglers frequented in the past and likely will again. Everything is of value to somebody.
An interesting viewpoint.
Consider me a broker of sorts, if you would, or at least a potential one.
Probably for the best. Talon can't understand any of this.
Of all the money lenders I have ever had the pleasure of interacting with, you are by far the most amicable thus far.
Well, I wish only to establish a domain here for myself and my companions. I have found that aside from direct violence, there are other ways to deal with neighboring threats. Trade is a language everyone understands. Need, desire. Everybody needs something.
And what do you need?
I have just told you. I desire this place. To be left alone here, to claim it. For it to be understood that this becomes our domain. and we will provide the bounties that Furogasa provides for others in exchange for things they can bring. Believe it or not, we seek a peaceful existence. Something few kobolds get to experience.
So Flick is observing this whole thing, not understanding a lick of it. Can I at least like throw an insight to see if I
Sure.
if I can read the body language and see whether it's going well?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no clue. I'll just tap Torque on it.
Oh,
You're not very familiar with lava rock, magma, draconic creatures and body language, so yeah.
Yeah, no. I'll just pat. You're doing great, kid. Keep it up.
I am going to just whisper a few words in my palm and throw it over to Dinar, so that it's a only you can hear it and only I'll be able to hear your response.
Message.
Yeah, message spell.
Okay.
How is it going?
before I answer Talen's thing, given that dragons have not been around for 1,000 years, how much would Dinar have learned of the dragons of old growing up? Like, is it possible that what we're seeing here, he's heard about or read about from his upbringing, from his childhood?
I'd say, given your nature as a caster as well as a dragonborn, you can give me either a history or an arcana check.
Okay. I am trained in both, so let's go history. That makes more sense.
Dragons are like very much connected to magic throughout history, so.
Yes, yeah, and that's what I figured. So let's see. I'll go history. That's either way I'm trained in, plus 7. So 13 for a 20 total.
20, okay. This is strange. You, in the situation now, your mind is flashing through everything you've ever read about dragons or encountered. You know about all the chromatic dragons. You know about all the metallic dragons. Fairly versed in the history of the dragon wars and the fall of the great dragon queen Torpal and the rise of the dragon god Varathun, who's like the deity of all dragonkind, dragonborn especially. There's you don't recall anything about a more elemental dragon or something along these lines. This is very new, very different, very odd.
Okay.
After a moment.
Strange.
So
sorry.
I was gonna say, so Dinar in response to Talon. Well, that's hard to say. I have heard many tales of dragons. I have not heard of a dragon such as this. It's also usually quite difficult because normally you could tell the intent of dragons based on the color of their scales. The fact that this one technically doesn't even have them, I don't know what to expect. I am not well versed in conversations with dragons. He's not blasting us yet, so...
So you don't think it's a dragon? I don't think it's a dragon.
That thought had not crossed my mind. I was too busy focusing on the fact that there's a bloody dragon in front of us. Maybe it's not.
What's it been saying?
It's actually... Okay, so that part of it has been weird. It's very amicable. He basically wants to trade. He wants to live peacefully here with the kobolds.
I find it strange he would ask for trade rather than roast us all and take whatever we have on us.
Well, yes, that's the weird part. Normally a dragon wouldn't stand around and talk if he really just wanted to roast us, so I don't know.
I would like to make an offer.
I'm listening.
You say you wish to be left alone, that you wish to live peacefully and undisturbed. My offer to you is this. You let us depart with the caps of the Ember Spores. We will deliver them covertly to that who we have sworn to deliver them to. But to the rest of the world, we will tell them that the Ember Spore mushroom is extinct and that there is nothing in here but fire and death. No longer will anyone have any motivation to set foot inside of this volcano, and you will be allowed to continue your existence here unperturbed.
I find myself believing your sincerity. However, in case you have not noticed, the Ember Spores are not the only curiosity this place offers.
And it kind of lifts its head ever so slightly and points towards the other side of the cavern where the odd crystals protruding from the walls are kind of glowing.
Spores or not, adventurers, hunters, wanderers will always find their way here.
At the very least, we would be deterring some of them.
And yet I find myself getting nothing of real value in return.
Torque gestures to the trident again. In addition to your hoard, perhaps.
It's a start. I'm inclined to believe the spores are of much more value to you than a mere trident.
At that, Dinar will pull out a little copper wire, wind it around his fingers, and send a message to Torque. Torque, we could sweeten the pot a little bit. I have this decanter of endless water. I don't know that he drinks water, but his kobold friends here sure do. And I don't know where they'd be getting it inside this cavern, so maybe that would help.
Torque will just cock his head and beckon Dinar over.
Ooh, Dinar has to go over there. Dinar's gonna pull out the decanter and hand it to Tayland. You gotta bring that over there for Torque. You're muted, Devin, so we can't hear you.
Why do I have to go over there? You're the one with the dragon scales.
Yes, that, I'm just gonna need you to take that over for me.
What, and leave you here for them to come around from behind?
I'll deal with kobolds.
I don't understand what he's saying.
That's okay. You just have
It really isn't.
Yeah, but it is. All you gotta do is bring this over to Torque. We're trying to convince him not to blast us right now. So I need you to bring this over.
This up?
Well, it's for the Ember Spores. That's the whole point.
You know, we don't need to bring those Ember Spores back.
Your patience is not eternal.
Bring the decanter over there.
Hey, it's your property, man.
It is.
Forgive them, Mighty One. You are great and intimidating, and they are cowards.
Okay, I guess I'll head on over with a little, hey, how you doing, to the dragon shield as I make my way past.
Like scowls you with like.
As Torque seems to be still conversing with the goddess, or finger guns. How you doing? I got nothing else to add.
I believe I'm supposed to hand this over to you, Torque.
A source of nourishment to keep your subordinates hydrated and healthy. A rare commodity to come by in a place such as this, I imagine.
You would think so. Surely you passed
one such deep well on your way in. I have plenty more.
Is this water drinkable?
Yep.
I would think that the chemicals, the minerals disturbed by such a place would render water not potable.
Tell them about the mayonnaise.
What do you know of where every river begins? At least so folk tales say. They run from the mountains, down through the valleys to the sea. You may not see it, but there is much water here.
Perhaps it would be more constructive if you told us more. Give us some direction as to what you may be interested in that we could realistically provide.
I wish to speak with that one. And he nudges its head over towards Dinar. Why does the dragonling avoid me?
He has never seen one of your kind before. I imagine it is quite a surreal experience for him.
Or have you?
Never in the flesh, although I have heard stories.
Dragon. Come near.
Somebody's got some music playing in the background. I just don't want the BBEG to get DMCA'd, is all.
Dinar will take a couple steps forward.
Are you not curious, Dragonborn?
Dinar will.
He won't hurt you. He's here to. He just wants to talk.
Oh, thank goodness. Looks like visibly relaxes and slumps down a little bit. Whew,
I didn't say that I wouldn't hurt you.
that was tight. Whew, oh.
If I have to, but I'd rather not.
Then the feeling is mutual.
Dinar will respond in Draconic. It's not so much a matter of curiosity, more reverent bewilderment. Not quite sure how to respond to what I am witnessing right now.
You could do as those around you do. And bow. The kobolds have understood their place. You are much greater than them, though. I could use a companion as yourself.
Hey, little guy, did you do a good job buttering him up?
I am afraid that this may be beyond the scope of our bargaining. This, I believe, is the point at which the haggling begins.
Look, Dragon Scale. As much as I appreciate a live ancestor, assumedly, I'm not exactly looking to get into the business of servitude to a dragon
That's a sentence.
quite frankly, there are no history books of your kind. Your scales are not anything that is written of that
no.
I've read. So forgive me for being a little cautious on where I lay my allegiance.
Why is it that we always forget that we should never let Dinar do any talking?
Language barrier, man.
We all serve something or someone eventually. You are as a god among mortals. You deserve more. But I understand. If you have nothing of real value to offer me, something unique, trade-worthy, eye-catching, memorable, priceless, I suggest you leave quickly.
How about information?
Hook an arm around Talon. I think this is going great.
Oh, really? Because, I don't know.
Be ready.
Tell me, you seem quite enraptured by this one here. When is the last time you saw or even heard of the existence of another of your kind?
Oh, no.
More about my kind than you could ever fathom. Do not presume to know more than a dragon about dragons.
I mean no offense. I am simply casting a wide net to try and find something which you may find acceptable.
There is one thing. There are curious creatures who inhabit this place. I have yet to get a proper understanding of them. See, they are dangerous to most, but they skitter and scatter from me. My friends here lack the means to deal with them properly, to retrieve one for me. But as I understand it, you cracked through the carapace of one rather successfully. Bring me the tail of a flame scorpion intact.
Is that all?
I will give you the spores you need and safe passage out.
This will be done. So he begins just gathering up his things.
I can't tell if this is good or bad.
I guess we're done here. Hey, D. Was that good or bad?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Don't mind me, just coming through. Hi, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Hi, hey, Dinar, let's get out of here.
Torque did
So
a fantastic
Torque goes to go across the bridge, and then, like Columbo style, one last thing, goes to turn around. I do not mean to impose, but if there is one more thing I may request.
You may speak.
Your followers refer to you as Dragon Scales.
Scale. Singular. Yes.
Now, you may decline this question if you wish, but I do get the implication that that is not the name by which you call yourself.
You're correct. Kobolds revere my kind to the extent that to speak one's name is blasphemy. If I utter my name now, I'd be curious to see what they do. They do panic and thrash so. Such curious little creatures, aren't they? Give me a persuasion check.
Uh, 11.
He doesn't throw you into the lava.
Perhaps if you return with what I have asked, and we complete our bargain, I may tell you.
As collateral, I will give you my name as a token of good faith and to put us as business partners on equal terms. I am Torque Loggerhead, champion of Desfuna, sole survivor of the Bladejaw Pirates. A creature whose heart is so black and shriveled that death herself deigned not to claim it. I have never yet met a creature I have not been able to kill. This tale that you request will be retrieved.
That's really your whole name. That whole thing is your name.
My friends call me Torque.
Interesting. Good luck.
And he will take off.
What was the name of the pirates you were the sole survivor of? I'm writing it down, but I didn't get it in time.
That was Bladejaw.
Jeez, Torque, what'd you do? Tell him your whole life story?
You did great there, kid. All right, what's the scoop?
Yeah, let's not be here. I don't want to be here. I don't like this
It's
place.
nothing really. We just need to kill another scorpion.
And bring its tail
Oh, really?
back.
That's it?
Well,
Well,
we weren't given any sort of specific time frame. I would recommend that we maybe attempt some rest first.
I mean, we've been walking for...
yeah, I'd
Too
be
long.
happy for a sit right about now. Not necessarily a snooze, but at least a sit would be great.
Maybe we should leave this cavern. Go back to that last Y. Take a rest there. I don't know that he's going to like the sound of us just sitting here snoring for 6
I
or
don't
8
want
hours.
to sleep anywhere where there are kobolds.
They have no reason to attack us any further.
I don't know about that.
I have made good on the promise that we will fulfill the task as requested. I have given him no reason to doubt us. And I think that just judging from our very visible wounds, I think that he would be willing to understand that frail and feeble creatures such as us need rest in order to undergo the task that has been requested of us.
Whatever gets us a little rack time is fine by me. Yeah, let's reconnoiter, retreat, remove ourselves from this situation, and yeah, rest up.
We have to sleep in the volcano.
Yes.
I mean,
It's like
I'm looking at
a
least
day's
at a
travel
short
out.
rest. Short
But
rest.
it's been-
At least
it's been-
a short rest.
We've been in here over 8 hours, right? Like we've been in here a long time. Like
Yeah,
do we
that's a
even know what
working-
time it.
That's a working
like,
day.
Well, we didn't like start the day in the volcano either. We like spent some time getting there and then going across the boat. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's probably
we got to be getting tired at this point.
yeah, it's probably well into the night.
Yeah.
We can't spend longer than one night here. I only have one bottle of wine.
So I'll say so you said the back of the Y is probably a good spot. So yes, that'd be on the other side of the illusory wall and
Yeah.
get through all that garbage and then back over there and rest.
Yeah.
And we tucking in for a long rest. Is that the plan?
Dinar is quite hurt, so
I heard
could
some things about like there not being a whole lot of spell slots.
I mean, I'm totally tapped
Bert,
as well.
I have enough that in a pinch we could do something, but
I actually have a fair amount left. You guys did a lot of the combat. But yes, no, I mean, health-wise, Dinar needs a rest, so.
I need at least a short rest. A long rest would be fantastic, but I can get by on a short. Is what I'm saying. So
I vote
as
long
you-
because it's the middle of the night.
making your way back out, there are two kobolds who you didn't see before. Not the ones who are in the cavern. One at the top of the rope, just kind of there, and you see another one at the bottom. Seems to be fastening something to the wall, kind of like the side where the rope is. And as you look closer, there's actually multiple holes in the wall. And there's like something has been pulled, like rock has been pulled away. You can see it like kind of like readjusting like a few triggers and different things like inside the wall, and kind of looks up at you like,
Tell your boss if you drop any more rocks on us, the deal is off. You can run faster than me. At least for your sake, I hope so.
There's also
Let me just squish one of them, please.
No.
there is also now the illusory wall seems to still be there, but there is a bridge of bones that is now laid across it. Where it came from, I don't know, there's a couple kobolds that have kind of put in spot there, and they're just one on either side of the pit, just standing and kind of watching as you go by.
Much appreciated.
I guess we'll cross.
Thanks, fellas. You work for us now, but you know, it's the way it goes. Yep. Yeah, same to you, buddy. See you later. Have a good one.
Basically, like,
Language,
What?
please.
that's not true. How dare you? How dare you insult Dragon Skill? Dragon Skill's master.
All right.
Let's eat some food and have a rest.
Before taking a rest, Dinar would like to copy the scroll of magic missile to his spell sash, if possible.
So it'll take you an hour
Mm-hmm.
to do
Oh,
that.
that sounds like just enough time to polish off this bottle of wine. Anybody want to join me? Torque?
After all that, I could certainly use a drink. I
Attaboy!
am absolutely terrified of going back there.
What do you mean? You were cool as a cucumber in there, man. I had no idea. Like, I'm sorry. Did it go poorly?
Oh, it went fine.
All right.
I was quaking in my shell the whole time, though.
It's understandable. That was a dragon. Although Talion seems to think
I'm
maybe
pretty
not.
sure that's not a dragon, Dinar. It's something that very much wants us to think it's a dragon.
And
There's
for,
no way that's a real dragon.
and for the sake of peaceful negotiations, a dragon he will be in our eyes.
Yes.
I mean, I'm no historian. He's either something real new or something real old?
Well, I mean, there's nothing that I was taught growing up about a dragon like that. However, he did also seem to know what I was. So I don't know if that trends you towards them. Well, but he knew that I was special. And that could either mean, well, that could swing either way, really.
Well, here you go, Dinar. Have a swig. It'll help get your mind off of it, and maybe even get you a bit thinking clearly. You know, sometimes you do use that brain a little too much.
Well, I gotta use that brain a little bit longer to copy this spell, but
You'll be fine. Come on.
Speaking of,
Dinar will take a small swig.
Perhaps we should begin talking strategy as to how we wish to engage with this scorpion. I believe we passed another.
We already killed one. We just do what we did last time, except don't get hit this time.
And don't knock it down a hole.
Yeah, that's the big thing. That one that was chasing us back there in that open cavern where we had the last fight, that thing came out of another hole. So we got to pull it away from there or find some way to subdue it, control it.
Kind friends and companions.
I could try to put it to sleep.
Come and lift up your voices in chorus. This place has great acoustics with mine.
Mine.
My first thought would be to use some sort of bait.
Sounds good.
Yeah, draw it out from its hidey hole a little bit.
And then I could interpose myself between the scorpion and its escape route. Perhaps if Dinar made me large again, I would effectively roadblock it.
I could do that, yeah.
And then we crunch its ass. That sounds like a solid plan.
I could make you big, and then if we're having trouble with it, I could try to put it to sleep. And we can lop off its tail and finish it off.
Let's lead with that. Let's try the sleep first. That seems like a good starting point.
Okay.
Can you do that and make me large at the same time?
I can, yes. I mean, it'll take me a couple extra seconds to do both, but I don't have to concentrate on both. So
now, that does still leave the question of what we use as bait, or more likely who.
Hello, how you doing?
Well, I was going to say Taylor's nice and liquored up right now.
Group, obviously, I'm the most attractive, and also
you do look quite delicious.
You are also pretty hard to hit. You dodge really well, so.
I mean,
except those times you don't.
Well,
I got a lot of ticks in my favor. Is all I'm saying. So yeah, I can do that.
One could say I have many modifiers in my favor.
This seems like an agreeable plan, then.
I mean, I can't wait to see how it all goes horribly wrong.
So we'll start with bait. When it's going for the bait, I'll try to sleep it. When that fails, Torque, you get in position and I make you go big size. And then we just beat on it till it's dead.
Do you think dunking 10 gallons of water on it would do anything?
Wouldn't make it happy.
I mean,
I don't want to make it happy.
I think we want to make it dead.
I'm just saying, if it's a fire scorpion, it's like putting out a fire, right?
So you think it's internals or lava?
Well, I don't know anything about fire scorpion anatomy, all right? I'm just saying, I know how fire works.
You turn fast when you cork that or uncork that wine.
I mean, it's like mostly gone.
Yeah. A bottle of good strong.
You gotta make the best out of it. You gotta do it.
Like a nice thick, like Cabernet Sauvignon, like
I definitely don't add nothing to it.
deep
For
red.
now, let us take this chance to respite so that we can enact this plan at our full strength, or at least near it.
Captain howled heave-ho, and tied me in the sheets. A storm is brewing in the south. It's time you go to sleep.
Sleep.
Dinar will take the first watch because he's got a copy of spell over, so we'll try to kill two birds with one stone and
Okay.
copy and keep an eye at the same time.
I'd like to go middle watch because why not?
Orc will go third because it sounds like Talon is going to need a lot of sleep.
I have many spell slots that I need to get back.
All right.
Wild shapes and health and inspirations and many things.
It's not the most comfortable spot you've slept in, but you make do. You kind of make yourself a little camp at the Y here, and you've got that kind of constant heat glow coming from the lake of magma not too far away, but it's balanced by the darkness from the other tunnels. So kind of you have that option of like if you want more light or more dark, kind of going either way depending on how you sleep with a night light on or not. And as you all kind of slowly drift off Dinar, you take the watch as you're inscribing your spell.
Mm-hmm.
So can I get a perception check for your watch, please?
Sure. Ooh, 19 plus 1, 20.
Okay. You become aware once more of that deep rhythmic breathing sound almost. And strange. The size of dragon scale, not as big as you would expect for a creature that would be able to make a sound like this echo through, and yet it's still there. It seemed to be coming from there. It's kind of on your mind. Okay, that sound is back. Other than that, there's an eerie stillness, a quiet almost to these tunnels. No wind blows. You don't hear the sound of dripping water. Any of those things you might expect to hear. There's the faint like boom, boom, every now and then of magma, something possibly dropping into it off in the distance. But other than that, the eerie calm continues. Your watch passes without incident. You get the faint sense that there's probably eyes on you somewhere off in the distance. Keep in check. But nobody coming close, nothing interfering. And your watch passes.
I'll wake up Flick and head to sleep.
All right. I'll have my big old book out, and I'm just sort of lazily flipping through, kind of like an old, looking through the IKEA catalog, looking for something good to buy. I want to learn that one.
Nor flop. I don't even know what that is.
But I'm gonna make it.
That sounds like a spell.
Is your spellcasting focus an Allen key?
Oh man,
now.
we just came up with an artificer character.
We totally did.
His name is Bjorn. And,
Wonderful.
You gotta take the chef feat so you can make those meatballs.
York. Swedish chef who also has the ability to build IKEA furniture flawlessly. Practically a god. All right, Flick, can I get a perception check as your watch
all right, here he goes.
takes place?
Yeah, I'm deep in my book.
Wow.
Man.
I'm desperately
6.
trying to get minor illusion to actually cast light, but it just doesn't work. It looks like fire.
Like,
but it still doesn't count. It's the damnedest thing, and I can trying desperately to read my book by illusory fire, and it isn't working.
okay. As you're aware of this low, that rumble kind of there again, rhythmic, comes back. It's quiet, calm, hot, uneventful.
Can't see a damn thing though, because this stupid thing isn't working right. Hey, little guy, torque a little kick on the shell. You're up.
Orc will just emerge from his shell. Sit and begin to survey.
Perception check, please.
Like spins 3 times and curls up, knees down.
Can I have advantage on the check?
For why?
I don't know. I just wanted to see what would happen if I just asked you point blank.
No.
Okay.
Just straight perception.
I'll be your best friend. Okay.
Just
There we go.
straight perception.
A straight perception.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Man.
We perceive nothing.
You know, I do have inspiration though.
You
I was
do.
hoping to save it, but I think I'll cash it in here.
Okay. You may re-roll then.
A double one.
six. Hey,
Now, 18 is higher than a 1. I learned that in school.
In old math. I don't know about new math. It might have changed.
That's
but
true. That's true. Yeah.
relative, everything. But yes. That rhythmic pulsing breathing, it's constant. There's something about it that really draws your attention. It kind of pierces your thoughts. Your ears become fixated on it. It's really the only sound other than the likely loud snoring and muttering of Flick. But without anything else really to distract or to focus on, this sound kind of becomes all. That sound's not coming from the creature. It's coming from where you were. But this is something deeper. Something else.
Crystals, maybe.
Yeah, the blue crystals.
And the more you focus on it and listen to it, it's less like breathing and more like a pulse. Like you can almost feel life in the stone beneath you. And though it's unusual, there's a familiarity to it for you. It reminds you a little bit of something you encountered on your island. A strangeness. Almost as if something in the very fabric of what exists here, the reality here, is off a little bit, fractured. There's magic here. You can feel it. Nothing else disturbs your watch. The hours seem to pass quickly as this kind of consumes you. As your
Wake
companion
up,
being
Shanty
disturbed.
man. Are you up?
What?
Mm.
Do you have to hit me in the head?
B. Keep your head on a swivel. There could still be danger around us.
What?
Also, this place is magic.
Okay.
Good night. He just goes into the shell.
Oh. I hate this place.
Yeah, me too.
Huh?
There's no one around you. Things are all snoring.
Oh, unless I'm buying that variety. Ah. All right. I don't know what Talen's even gonna do. I guess just sit. If I even so much as touch a note, it's gonna echo and reverberate and wake everybody up. So.
All right. Perception check then.
All right. That I can do. 20.
Hey.
Ooh.
You find that rhythmic sound. That's exactly it, yes. The volcano is pulsing out drum and bass. EDM. Oh, wow. Okay, source of a musical revolution right here.
Except when the bass drops, because that means it's exploding.
That's right. You kind of get the same sense after a little bit as Torque that yeah, this is deeper. This sound is it's not from the creature. There's something else about it, something off. It's steady, it's there, but every time it pulses, it's just strange sensation as you kind of tune into it and you realize it's almost as if there's something layered in with that sound. That's reality itself. Everything around you is kind of pulsing along with it, changing, vibrating. It's unsettling.
We need to get out of this place. This is literally the opposite of where I want to be. I'm underground surrounded by fire instead of above ground surrounded by water.
Yeah, you're not going to find me down here. Isn't even a boat, Tayland.
Talon will get up and immediately draw his rapier and his gun. Start looking around. You're in my head. Spent enough time in there already. Don't need any more of it. You're not real. It's this place. It's this place. Been underground too long.
I'm as real as you make me, Tayland.
Oh, you're real. And I know you're still out there. If we're not out of this place by the end of today, I am coming for you.
Look forward to it. Silence.
gonna start scratching his forehead with his gun, realize what he's doing, and then immediately put it down.
And thus ends the tale of Tail.
Bang. Out of wine too. This is not going to be a fun ride back. I swear to gods, that wizard better give me a divination.
All right. Rest of your watch passes without further incident. Your companions kind of start to stir a little bit.
Oh, couldn't possibly have any more beetles. It's all right. Oh, good morning or afternoon. Where are we? It's dark in here.
Yeah, it is. I don't want to be here anymore. Let's
Yeah.
find this damn scorpion, get its tail, get what we need, and get the hell out of here.
For once, we're in agreement.
Yeah.
Sign me up, man.
Need to see some sunlight.
And then some. All right. Do we know where these things live? Where they are? Did we go after that one that we saw?
Pulse is still there.
It seems like our best lead for now.
Yeah, probably back to the
might
last
as
one.
well, go with what you know, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys want to head back to
Yeah, we'll go back to that last place we had to fight.
At a reasonably quick pace.
the Magma River.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Easy enough to retrace your steps as far as you can tell, is really the only way to one way to go. I'm making my way back down the tunnel as it descends, curves back around once more, heads back towards where you can see light in the distance. And finally reaching the ladder leading down to another ladder leading down, and the flowing river of magma.
While we're crossing, Torque just chimes in with, I have a thought.
What's that?
When the scorpion comes out and I block the exit, how do we know that another scorpion isn't going to just come up behind me?
Well, hey, look, maybe if we bring them 2 scorpion tails, he'll help us get out of here even faster. I don't know.
Very well.
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it, I guess.
Can we please not talk about burning bridges?
Well, that was one thing I was going to wonder about. We're still going to get cooked as we walk over these things, because that sucked.
Yeah, that did. But probably.
All right, well, nothing to it then.
I mean, I could throw... It's probably not going to be very effective. I could throw a whole bunch of water down underneath us. Give us
Wouldn't
a
that just
temporary...
create a lot of steam?
That's a good point,
I mean,
actually.
Are you
Yeah.
familiar with how magma works, Dinar?
Not really. This is my first experience with it.
Well, you might not cool off the magma, but if you put some water on me, maybe it'll boil off the water first, and I can't take advantage of my saving throw.
Along with some calories, right?
I mean,
Hot yoga going on here or something.
I could douse us all with the
Sweat lodge.
decanter of endless water. We could do that.
As you know what? Honestly, I give a lot to get soaking wet right now.
All right.
It is so dry here.
Yep.
And my hair is frizzy. My skin is flaking.
I mean, I'm normally quite pasty, and this is unsettling to me. So yes, please douse me.
All right. So let's go with well, how many gallons will douse us all? Will 5 gallons do it, or do we need 30?
That's water, not mayonnaise, right?
Yes, it's water.
5 gallons should probably do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Dinar will speak fountain, pop the cork, and fountain comes out, spray us all, give us a nice chill.
Immediately, like steam kind of coming off of you at the like instantaneous as well.
Before it all dries, I will scamper across to here.
Okay.
Torque will as well.
Because I believe the plan is that I need to get over here and start doing my little song and dance, yeah?
Yep. So I just need to be within 90 feet for the sleep spell. And
that's super easy.
ooh, 30 feet for enlarge though, so I gotta get close
So,
for
yeah.
torque.
You're already within 90 for sleep.
Yeah, okay, so then I'll here is that gonna get me 30 to
The bodies of the kobolds that you had slain here are notably absent. You do see some scratch marks dug into the rock.
Yeah, they had a
Around
good
you.
day.
Uh-huh.
think
All
the
right.
scorpions ate well.
No, I will make
Well,
my way
hopefully
over.
that means they're going to be less aggravating.
Well, it
Before-
might not be hungry. It might be harder to draw them out. I don't know.
Before we draw them out, Torque, you should maybe get a little bit closer, like over here. That way you can jump in behind them.
Yeah, Torque will move over.
You know when to start doing the shimmy shake over here.
Flick, give me
Actually, would Torque be able to position himself up here, but just kind of like, I'm almost loath to say this, but stealthily?
you can certainly try. Give me a stealth check if you'd like. Both of you can give me perception as well.
Hey, that's better.
With your passive being the lowest you can possibly get here.
That's
6.
so yes, 19 perception.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 in stealth.
Torque moves behind a little stalagmite that covers about 1 inch of him.
Yeah. with the difficult terrain and the rock kind of sliding as you try to step through, it's like
Hey, come on! I'm supposed to be the bait. Hey, over here.
not so quiet.
Yeah.
Can you give me a perception as well, Jack?
Sure.
So we've got 19 perception for Flick.
Oh, hey, another 4.
Oh.
What's your passive?
Passive would be 15.
Okay, so yeah, we'll use that. Nothing. I was gonna say, yeah, like for this, your passive would be your minimum. So, but you can potentially do better. So, okay. So as the two of you kind of move towards this deep, dark, black hole, you do hear kind of echoing sounds, kind of skittering and clacking coming from deep within. There is activity below. And as you're both standing there, after a moment, it goes silent.
Ready to pounce.
Kick a couple rocks over the edge. Hey, come on, you little pinchy bastards! We're up here. Hey.
You hear one kind of almost sounds like it hits carapace or something, not quite rock, like a little bit more hollow. Another one takes a while before you hear it hit the ground deep below, but it does hit rock. If it finds ground at the bottom.
Yeah.
Torque ready in action.
Okay, here.
The trigger is when he is large.
So, the real show is going to begin now. Minor illusion: the sound of a sheep in distress.
Sure.
Do they even
no.
know what a sheep is?
Oh
The Scorpion
no!
doesn't want to be fed; it wants to hunt.
Ah!
Look at a goat in distress.
Yeah. Ah!
Wait, is this
Oh
the Sea of
no, my
Souls or the
sheep
Sea
has
of
gotten
Snows?
caught in the rocks in this volcano. Whatever shall I do? I am a distressed poor farmer. I'm playing it up here, man. The sheep noise got to work.
He is impersonating his best Hermie. He's just channeling the Sea of Snows right now.
There we go.
Do giant scorpions eat sheep? That's the real question.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just whether or not they've had the opportunity to yet is maybe the question.
Okay.
Oh no, it's my plumpest, juiciest sheep, and it's captured in this fissure of rock. Whatever shall I do?
Well, the two of you, you do hear sounds within, kind of scraping, attempting to be quiet, ambushing, but you can just make out kind of like clawed leg, dislodging a little bit of stone here. Something is definitely crawling up and getting closer.
Little guy, it's almost showtime.
Get ready.
Yes, I will ready in action with click click.
Two large claws,
Hey, it's my friend.
one for each of you, comes snapping up.
Kablamo.
As there are two food sources they currently seize at the moment.
It's like in the sheep, right?
I mean, this may be in poor taste, but apparently giant tortoise is the most delicious meat on the face of the planet.
Interesting. I hope you
Realizing
never
that
find
I
out.
probably should have claimed I was holding my sleep spell. But I didn't, so...
Okay, I kind of assumed like you guys had told me your plan of attack here, so
Okay.
we'll go with that. So as soon as it comes into view,
Yeah.
we can have our readied actions. Let's do it this way though. Let's do you want to do initiative?
Like at this point, we were aware of it. It's aware of us. It kind of does come down to this initiative at this point.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'll say we'll do initiative, and you will use your readied actions in the order that you guys roll your initiative as well. So
Sounds good to me.
You're getting
Okay.
surprised on here, but just for the sake of timing, who gets
Right.
the shot off,
Yeah,
first,
yeah, yeah.
et cetera, kind of thing. As you've all got kind of something ready to go here.
I mean, specifically, my action is ready for when Dinar's
Like
spell
he
goes
weakens
off.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
Guys,
So
I
Dinar-
definitely rolled first, yeah.
Okay, so Dinar, so you as you see it kind of pop up,
Yep.
and you're ready to go.
So sleep is tricky in that it casts a 20-foot sphere and all creatures inside are affected. So I would like to hit as far back against that wall as possible, capturing the scorpion in there.
I was gonna say, start your spears over here.
So I oh shoot, I'm gonna hit. Although I shouldn't. I'm hoping
Yeah,
that I don't.
depending on how many hit points this thing
Yeah.
has, we're not necessarily going to be affected.
Okay. Oh, but if I could do that, what you just outlined there,
So roll your 5d8.
I'm actually gonna cast it at second level.
Okay, so 78 then.
Yeah, to try to get this thing for sure down.
Okay, and we'll see what your hit point
Okay, so here's 4d8 because I only
max
have
here
4.
is.
Okay, it's not bad. That's 2 4s, a 6, and a 7. So let's see, 10, 17, 21. That was 4. I need 3 more. So I'm 21.
Okay.
Plus 8, 29. Plus 6, 35. Plus 5, 40.
40. Okay. So was Flick or Torque, either of you caught in that?
Show me where it was again.
Now it is a sphere.
Yeah.
What's the point of
So
my
if I was
entry?
to throw it here,
Is that a 20-foot radius or 20-foot?
It's a 20-foot sphere. So
Creatures
it'd
within
be
20 feet of the point. So wherever
20
the
feet,
Well,
yeah,
we
20
both
feet
be hit,
across.
but it starts with the thing with the highest hit points going down, right?
lowest, actually.
Starting with the creature that has the lowest current hit points, each creature
Yeah.
affected by the spell falls unconscious until the spell ends.
So,
Yeah. You just
Flick, what's your HP, Flick?
39.
Okay.
Oh,
So yeah, this is gonna hit Flick and only Flick.
May I use my ready to action now?
So as soon as anything takes damage, it is woken back up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Flick, you are asleep.
May I use my ready to action now?
Yes.
Sorry.
Well, Talon. Okay, Talon. What was Talon doing? Because Talon technically was.
I was
Sure,
ready
sure.
to shoot the thing.
And Torque, you were gonna just hit it.
I was gonna attempt to grapple it.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Well, I would say So Talon, take your shot, and then
Alrighty.
Torque can grapple. Because it's not gonna get to react right now. You guys all had ready to go. So
12 to hit.
12 does not hit.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It kind of like bounces off the carapace of the claw. Yeah.
I'm gonna attempt to grapple it.
So Torque, you can go ahead and
Athletics.
Yeah.
Wolf. Big old 10.
Ooh.
But it could still roll less, hypothetically.
17 actually. So yeah.
Oh, bummer. Well, I guess I'll have to hit it then.
You like grab onto its claw and it just like pulls its claw away.
Oh, so
and
it's
Flick,
so it's not asleep.
Well, that was my reaction.
It is not asleep, no, because it's so it's up to the total amount of hit points.
Yep.
But you can't affect like partial of a creature. It has to encompass.
It has to be all or it's none.
Wait,
Yeah.
so Craig, was that my reaction or was that my turn?
That's
'Cause
your
that was my-
reaction.
Okay, so do I still take my turn in the initiative then?
Yeah, we're still gonna. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna restart the initiative now. This was literally just like everything you guys were holding.
Oh, I see.
And then
Gotcha.
you've done
gotcha.
this, and then now that you've done this, we'll jump into initiative, and I'll add it into the fray here.
Got it.
So I just, for the order of how your held actions all took place, I wanted to
Mhm.
have that in there. So, all right, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll initiative for Scorpion, who ends up last. Look at that, with an 8.
All right.
And Flick is asleep. Okay, so Dinar.
Now I'm just seeing this on the map right here. Is this obstructing my view of Torque?
That would be yes, because that is a wall.
Balls.
Oh,
You can't reposition.
Well, I'm just moving to see where there is land. Geez, I mean, I could move out onto the walkway. That looks real sketch. Ugh. Or I could just shrink the scorpion. Let's
I
see.
love that you put Flick to sleep. The bait just he's fainted. Oh no.
So it can make a Constitution saving throw if I try to reduce the size of it. But the whole goal was to increase the size of Torque.
You could ready a spell until I move into your field of view.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll just hold enlarge, and the cue will be Torque comes into vision.
Okay.
I assume that you shout something at me to signal that.
Torque, I can't see you.
Yeah.
He's so stealthy. He's hidden
Oh,
from
noted.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Talon.
All right. Well, seeing as we want to not destroy this thing, I am going to holster the pistol and instead go for a really loud, obnoxious note for some dissonant whispers in there as well.
Ah.
So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Indeed.
And I'm hoping it doesn't have great way.
Well, that's a 5, so I mean, it is a scorpion, you know.
Yep.
You can
A
go
flame
ahead
scorpion, yes, but still a scorpion.
and take 24 psychic damage.
Ooh,
That's a good roll.
nicely done.
Actually, that was really good.
That weird screech. Giant scorpion insect screeching.
You call yourself a second mate, you cannot tie a bowline away, haul away. As its ears begin bleeding, his brain explodes.
Nicely done. Is that it? Anything else, Talon?
Oh, I guess I can't really do much to wake Flick up from here.
No, well, you did your action, and
Yeah, it's an action, so all I'd have is my
Nothing
bonus, which I guess I'll throw a Bardic Inspiration over at Torque while I'm at it.
Okay. All right, Torque then.
So
Okay,
those
well-
insults were not for you. Go you.
First, I'll interpose myself here so that I can be seen.
And then Dinar and Large.
Okay. You have to be able to occupy the space here, so Flick is gonna get pushed a little bit, I think.
Just sort of, as I expand, he just gets kind of squished to one
I
side.
roll over in my sleep.
Well, here's the thing. I guess you're not okay. Yeah, you're not close enough to the ledge, I guess. But roll me. Give me a 1d4.
Okay,
That's a big turtle.
3.
Okay, so you do roll that way, closer to the ledge. I was going like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you don't push him like into the scorpion. That's good, but so Flick just kind of like gets rolled a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, first things first, I'm going to rage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kaiju fight. Kaiju fight.
Round 2.
Just right off
Finish
the bat,
him.
let's make him take a dexterity save versus a
Certainly.
little lightning,
That's a 10.
which is a fail.
How
That's
does-
the wrong. Sorry, I just rolled the wrong die.
That Flick is Flick gonna take this?
No, I can only target one
Right, okay.
creature with my bonus action. Ignore the Bardic Inspiration. I clicked the wrong thing. But he is going to take 5 lightning damage right off the bat.
Ooh.
Nice.
And then I am going to use my Bardic Inspiration to do this, but I am going to attempt to grapple. This
Okay.
guy.
Great, that's what I wanted you to use it for.
And since it is a strength-based skill and I'm large and
Yep.
angry, I will have advantage.
Ooh, nice.
I think I did.
Natural 20.
No! The only thing it could have rolled better, and it did.
Are we
Yep.
counting that as an automatic success?
Yep. Well, no, because it's a skill check.
That's it.
It's not an attack roll, so it's still gonna be a 25, but you're stronger.
Oh.
So yeah, you hold on and you just grab it and like it's
Oh,
it's
man.
strong. Like this thing is massive.
I mean, he got
Perfect.
he got like what is that, a 32?
Perfect.
like-
So
Like pulling on you. Okay, you have it grappled.
great. So I get an extra attack.
You do.
I am going to make a shove attempt against Flick to push him further away from the pit.
Okay. Well, seeing as he
Just kind of
cannot,
scoot him with my foot.
yeah, he can't really contest it. So I'd say it's pretty easy for you to just like stick your foot out, just like scooch.
Maybe that's enough to wake him up too. I don't know.
He has to take damage.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna attack him while I'm large. So
Well, or
So it says
action to shake or slap to sleep or awake. So
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
say,
but I'm taking an attack action, so I can't do that.
or takes damage. Yeah. So yeah, you haven't really.
okay.
But the important thing is that the scorpion's speed is now 0.
Yeah. Flick. You're having an interesting dream. A very, very peculiar dream. Okay. Time for Flame Scorpion.
I think I'm holding
Scorpion
it like
attack.
right by the stem of its tail,
Okay.
and it's just like.
The Flame Scorpion suddenly, like, there's like those like enemy lines. It's like, Flame Scorpion attack. Okay, and it's gonna make 2 with its claws against you. Oh, that's a crit
Got lucky on
fail.
the first one.
Does the 13 hit you?
No.
Does the one snip off its tail?
No.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask.
And then it is going to make a sting attack for 23 to hit.
Ooh.
It does hit me, which is kind of good because that means I get to keep my rage.
Low on the damage at least. Okay, 4 piercing damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
Barbarians are good at those.
As the stinger bites in and holds for a minute and becomes a searing hot brand.
Oh, I accidentally had Bardic Inspiration keyed on that. Just ignore. That is just a 9.
Right. In that case, you take 21 points of fire damage.
Whoa!
As
All
it
right,
just
so 23 damage
glows.
total.
It just glows and becomes this like hot iron brand. Essentially, just like sears into your flesh and just burns.
Is any of that
I just
halved?
look over my shoulder. This is why we rested first.
Is any of that halved because he's raging?
I get half from the piercing damage.
Yeah, not the
so-
fire damage though.
Oh, right, elemental. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Instead of
Okay.
a 25, it's a 23.
That's why me and Dinar are over here.
All right, Dinar.
All right, Dinar is going to.
Oh, she's got a nice scar there, maybe.
Yeah.
Chicks dig scars.
I mean, right between the plates.
yeah.
So Dinar is going to bring out his new spell, and so, being new, he's gonna wrap up his left arm in the sash and train his eyes on his magic missile. He's going to kind of like capture some magical essence out of that sash as it's kind of flowing into his fingers, and then he's going to thrust it towards the scorpion, casting this at a 3rd level,
Okay.
so it's nice and powerful. So that is going to be
missing, unerring.
yes. Seeing how it's gotten you pretty good and Flick is down because I'm an idiot. We're gonna try to hit it real heavy.
Go ahead and roll your d4s.
All right.
I think isn't a concentration spell. Oh, I guess it couldn't be.
It's 3, 4, so I get a 5th one. So let's see. That's 2 damage. Plus 2 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. Plus 4 is 10. Plus 1 more d4. Another 4, so 14 plus 5 for 19 force damage.
Woi. Nicely done. Yeah, your missiles. What do your missiles look like? What do they look like?
That's a good question. You know, there was real clear direction for what Wilhelm's were going to look like, but Dinar's. Let's see, Dinar's. You know what? Dinar's are going to be little golden dragons.
Okay.
So like little. Maybe not golden dragons, because now
little Dinars.
no, that I feel like
Shaped like himself.
that's going to go down the toilet way too quick. So let's go with. You know what? They're little ships. So as he
Okay.
thrusts it out, there's like a whole
Nice.
bunch of like little sails, little ships that go.
I like that. I like the imagery.
And they are
So it's like
golden.
an armada.
Yes. It's like an armada of magic missiles.
I like that.
That
That's
is
a really cool
fantastic.
imagery. This poor scorpion that has never seen a ship before in its life. It's like, what is hitting me? I don't understand. What even is life? Okay, yeah, they each hit and definitely leave a good mark. This thing's looking pretty rough.
Oh, Dinar, that was awesome.
I know, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where was that these last few days?
This is why I picked up I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
Thalen. Sorry, was that
All
it?
right.
Was that
Yeah,
it?
that's all Dinar's doing. He can't move.
I mean, you know what? It works so well. I'm gonna do it again. Maybe not at 3rd level, but I'm gonna do Dissonant Whispers again.
Okay.
So it needs to make another
Wisdom,
wisdom
yeah.
save.
That's a 2. That's even worse. It's currently distracted by ow, pain, searing pain, ow.
You can't even stand up straight when the pack of cheese are rolling away, haul away, 20 damage straight to your face.
that was good. Tor, can you describe the grip that you have on this thing, the holds that you have on this?
I think that Torque literally just like has the tail in both hands and he's like wrestling with it like that. Like it's like in his shoulder and he's just like he's got it like it's a big like joystick. He's like
Awesome. All right. So as this happens, Tor, can you give me a strength saving throw, please?
I have advantage on those right now.
You do.
I feel like you should be pretty good at those. Yep.
Oh,
19.
better than
Okay.
1.
Yes.
This scorpion's head just like there's like a popping sound as its brain just like bursts inside from this psychic damage, and the whole thing just kind of goes limp, and it's like its body weight suddenly, as it's not holding on to anything to support itself, just kind of like collapses, and you're like, whoa, and you manage like you've got that tail and you're just like literally just holding it up above the hole by the tail as the rest of its body just like hangs limply.
I'll pull it back over the ledge and then just kind of plant my foot on the thorax and just try to like rip the tail out. Like I'm pulling a weed.
With your strength, I'd say, yeah, like you give it a pretty good pull and it's just like there's like some ichor that comes pouring out of it.
Tapping off the lobster tail.
The blood on the inside of this thing, yeah, there's definitely like a boiling feature to it, like kind of comes out hissing. I'll say some of it hits Fleck and
All right, we ready to do this thing or what?
the body just like
holding the tail.
The body is now like sloughed off into the hole and just like.
I mean, oh man.
Like, you did fantastic. You were like right up in there, and then it like swatted you with its claws and it knocked you out against the wall.
Huh. Interesting.
What, you don't remember that?
Let's keep moving.
I agree. Let's just we've got what we came for. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Or just ties, like he coils up the tail like it's a rope and just kind of like ties it onto his back.
Although, having been able to aggressively destroy something with sea shanties, Talen's looking a little more chipper than he was this morning. That was great. I don't think I've ever been that lucky.
That was awesome, guys. That was well done.
Quite a
putting Flick to sleep was pretty cool too. So.
Flick's a little despondent about having missed the fun, but and he's not quite buying Dinar's tail.
I don't know why. Dinar's a great buyer.
It's okay if you're not buying his tail. Torque's got one for you. Yeah, good one.
All right, let's
Carry along the way.
let's go make this exchange and get the hell out of this hellhole, huh?
Yes. Hellhole is the
All right.
very adequate description.
So as you make your way back, it sinks in after a few moments after the kind of the rush of the battle and everything. Like, you didn't really feel the heat as much this time. Crossing over didn't affect you as much as it did before. You felt a little bit more comfortable. Oddly enough.
Getting acclimated to this joint.
That makes me feel less comfortable in different ways.
And as you return to make the potential exchange with Dragon Scale, this magma and rock dragon creature surrounded by its kobold minions. That is where we will call it for this evening.
Seems like a logical endpoint, yeah.
Indeed. Well, that was something.
That was eventful.
That was good.
Slept through the whole fight flick.
I know. I'm still waking up.
We just woke up.
I went right back to sleep. Apparently, I needed a couple more hours of Z's. It was one of those things.
Look, I gotta come clean about something. I accidentally put you to sleep. I'm so sorry.
I know. This was part of the remember we talked about the plan before we came in here, and you're going to cast a sleep spell, and then I ended up asleep. I was able to connect the dots between those two events.
Yeah, all right.
The little dot and straight line dots.
See, I can read the damn book. I'm not stupid, all right? Don't treat me that way.
Sometimes I forget that you are a fellow spellcaster. I need to give you more credit.
Right. All right. Smack you on the shoulder and we're good.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for our latest episode of the Sea of Souls. And if you like what we do, then you can definitely follow us here on Twitch. We're hoping to inch our way closer to that 50 subscriber goal, so we can, become all affiliated and like and such as, and even more. I won't say professional because we're not, but anyway,
Hey,
follow
you know
us
what?
because it's a good thing to do.
If we reach it, I'll do like a sea shanty music video. Why not?
Hey,
sure. There we go.
I'll go down to that ship that I filmed my intro at, and I'll do a whole
That's
thing
right.
out there. Why
Yes, that's right. You can find us on Twitter as well, and on YouTube, and on Podbean. So check out our Linktree address. It's up in the corner above me. So check that out. You can find all of our links for the social medias and such as, and hopefully we will catch you next time. So happy gaming, everyone. See you later. Bye.